This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi, breaking NBA news ahead of tonight's game against the Rockets. 76ers center Joel Embiid diagnosed with appendicitis and is undergoing surgery in Houston. No Jaylen Brown for the Celtics tonight against the Knicks, sidelined with Achilles tendonitis. Boston can clinch the Atlantic Division with a victory. New York's up a half game on Cleveland for third in the East. After missing the last game due to foot injury management, LeBron James back in the Lakers lineup at the Warriors tonight, 9:30 Eastern, ESPN Radio. LA's a game and a half back of Denver in the West, for third in the West. The Department of Justice has begun an investigation into whether the NFL has violated anti-competitive practices with its TV contracts that require consumers to pay subscription costs to watch some games. From Augusta National, live coverage of the Masters on ESPN and ESPN+. Defending champ Rory McIlroy and Sam Burns, the co-leaders at 5 under, Scotty Scheffler and Gary Woodland among those 2 shots back. NHL Avalanche forward Nazem Kadri will miss some time with a finger injury. Colorado's already clinched the Central Division and top seed in the Western Conference.
Hey, it's Evan Cohen. Coming up Friday, as we head into the final weekend of the NBA season, I'll tell you all the things that you need to be paying attention to. It's on Sportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
Let's ride!
And off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. I'm Matt.
This is Shaq O'Neal, and I hate Matt.
Paul O'Neal.
They're chanting Paul O'Neal's name.
You so. And Mr. Toby Tomplay. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. Kendall Rogers in 15 minutes. We'll talk some Ole Miss baseball with Chase Parham next hour. Plenty of reaction to our Verge Ausberry interview from a day ago. We'll dive into some of that. But let's begin as we do every single day.
It's time to pop the top on another edition of AFR with Bud Light. Drink easy.
Football Tigers were back out on the practice field Thursday morning. Media had our customary 25 minutes or so, 5 periods. If you've been with us throughout all these updates, this shouldn't be a surprise. So we go out there and we get an 11-on-11 period, which when Jakeem Jackson was in studio with us last week, he said they call it the quick 6, where they run 6 plays. Well, today they ran more than 6 plays. So I'll go through that play-by-play here in just a quick second, tell you what we saw. And then they do the 4 individual periods. A few notables as far as personnel. Bo Bordelon was at left guard again. So that's a change that we saw where that had been Devin Harper. The first couple of weeks of spring had been Harper at left guard. Bo Bordelon now 2 days in a row, first team at left guard. Deuce Gerald's was absent today. He had been, no reason given for the absence, but he's been such a stalwart in the middle so far through 3 weeks when they run that 11-on-11 period. He'd been running with the ones, I think all but maybe 2 practices. So on day 8, though, today, he was not there. Again, no explanation given. We don't get an opportunity to talk to Lane until Tuesday. So we'll see if Gerald is back out there on Saturday. So it was Dom McKinley and Malik Blockton who ran with the ones. And it was good to see Whit Weeks out at practice today. He was not participating. So the first couple of weeks he was out there, or the first week, I should say, he was out there just in a jersey observing, like standing by the linebackers but not doing anything. Then last week he was absent. We did not see Whit Weeks at all. Today I was going to watch the specialists, which are kind of on a far field. Well, Whit was behind them. I mean, if you were standing in the north end zone, he was 220 yards away. But I went sort of into the middle to watch the specialists, and I could see Witt working out at the far end. So just doing agility things, backpedaling, starting, stopping, working with the trainer. But it was nice to see him out there. Of course, Witt had the broken ankle he suffered against Ole Miss last year that he was sort of undiagnosed, and then after South Carolina, they figured it out. He only played in 8 games a season ago. So the onus on Witt is to get healthy for the opener. I mean, that's really all that's important for Witt weeks there. So a few of the little housekeeping things there. Lamar Brown was at practice sporting his new hairdo. If you're familiar, so Lamar, the big 5-star defensive end, he was watching the edge rushers again, kind of just watching him go through the drills. But Lamar had this he had long dreadlocks. Sometimes he would wear it an updo. I mean, it was a lot of hair. And on his social media, he posted a photo of like a piece of his dreadlock on the ground, kind of intimating he'd gotten a haircut. Looked completely different today at practice, but it was good to see Lamar out there. I talked to Andy Martin, who's the head coach at U High, and Andy said Lamar's up to 295 and was working out in Dallas with some NFL guys last week, which is why he had some social media posts of doing that. And he said he was getting fitted for his helmet, which is why he cut the hair. So just a few little notables there. As far as the quick 6, the first team went out there and they actually ended up running 8 plays. I'll run through the play-by-play and I'll sort of tell you what my takeaways were. Before they even snapped the ball, there was an illegal procedure on the offense. Then on first down, they ran a handoff to Caden Durham. Malik Blockton stormed in there, tackle for no gain. It was he was lined up between Braylon Moore and Bo Bordelon. Moore took the other tackle, Dom McKinley. Bordelon kicked out and took Daughtery. And so there was just a gaping hole, and Blockton went right through it and made the play. So it was a miscommunication somewhere along the way with the offensive line, but a nice play by Blockton. The defense called a timeout, and then the next play was a pass to the deep right that was caught by Malik Elzy. I actually have this video up on my social media if you want to check it out. It was from Landon Clark. Not many people are going to get one over on DJ Pickett. He's been pretty awesome so far in spring. But Landon Clark raised up, looked right, threw a back shoulder ball, and Elzy came back to it. It was probably a good 25 yards downfield. So really nice pitch and catch there. That's one other notable is that Elzy is now running with the ones at receiver in place of Jace Brown. So your first receivers right now are Elzy, Winnie Watkins, and Jackson Harris, the Hawaii transfer. Those are the 3 that are running primarily with the ones. So after that, there was an incomplete pass, short left, intended for Trey'Dez Green. Was well defended. They ran a quarterback draw with Landon Clark, gained about 10 yards. Then they ran a zone read where Clark kept it to the right for a short gain. Ty Benefield came up from his safety spot and made the tackle. It was just a touch tackle, and you're down. Whistle blow. On the 6th play, they went deep left, intended for Jackson Harris. It was a bit underthrown. They tried the back shoulder, sort of the comebacker, but it was really good coverage by P.J. Woodland. On the 7th play, they were lining up a 3rd and short, and they just threw a quick out route to Winnie Watkins on the right sideline, right at the sticks for a first down. It was actually really nice to see. 3rd and short, you need just a quick first down, a simple play, pitch and catch, execute it. They did. And then the last play, which posted this on social media as well. If you want to see it on my Twitter or my Instagram, it's there. Tamarcus Cooley picked off Landon Clark. So they were at the 25-yard line going in, and Clark threw a ball to the front left pylon. It was looking for Jackson Harris, who was covered by Woodland, who undercut Harris, but then Tamarcus Cooley came over from his safety spot and intercepted the ball. You can watch the video on my Twitter, my Instagram if you want to see it. But a great play by Cooley. Probably not a great read by Landon Clark, unless if that was the play call, just throw it up there. But in any event, it was a day where the offense made a couple of nice plays. The 10-yard scramble, the out route to Winnie Watkins, the deep ball to Malik Elzy. But similarly, there were some really good plays by the defense. Chris Marler went and watched the second team on their sequence. And there were a couple of sacks by the twos. There was a nice 18-yard gain to Roman Mothershed. He actually had 2 receptions in that period, a 9-yarder and an 18-yarder. And they threw a deep pass to him as well that was incomplete. Husan Longstreet overthrew Jace Brown on a seam route. Again, Brown now working with the twos. But Malachi Thomas had a reception as well. Harlem Berry had to carry a sweep for 6 yards. So all things considered, a day that was highlighted by some really big defensive plays, but a couple of nice offensive plays as well. Blake Baker continues sort of roaming around on the defensive side, and I did chart the second team secondary, which seems like that's pretty locked in. The first team defense is settled, really, as we've seen it. So if it's the same thing we've seen every time out. But that second team defensive backfield, you got Jakeem Jackson, Michael Turner at corner, CJ Jim Coyley at star, and then Jace Thomas, Fahim Delane at safety. So Tigers will be back out on the practice field Saturday. Our media availability Saturday is supposed to be extended. So we're told from the time they let us in, we can watch the duration of practice. So I'm guessing Saturday we'll get to see some more team periods, and looking forward to that. So we'll have a report for you at LouisianaSports.net, locked on LSU on Saturday, and of course when we're back here on Monday on AFR. So that is your practice report for day 8 of spring practice. First under Lane Kiffin. They're more than halfway home. All right, it's After Further Review. Show Up and Every Day is brought to you by Bud Light. Drink easy with the great taste of Bud Light, the official beer of AFR, the official beer of your Fighting Tigers of LSU. Make sure you check out our friends over at Bud Light at any of the great retailers where you can pick up Bud Light and grab the officially licensed aluminum bottles for the LSU Baseball National Championship. If you're going to be at the box or at Tiger Park or anywhere that you support the Tigers, make sure you have plenty of delicious ice-cold Bud Light. Drink easy with the great taste of Bud Light, the official beer of AFR, the official beer of the LSU Tigers. All right, Kendall Rogers will talk some baseball with us next on AFR.
AFR.
Love telling you about our friends over at Duplessis Pools. Of course, DuplessisBuilders.net is the website, DuplessisBuilders.net, DuplessisBuilders.net. That's where you'll find Derek Duplessis, Duplessis Pools, the great staff over there, and that's how you can go design your pool at the website. Say it often, but we buy everything online. Why not your pool as well? You can literally go to the website for Duplessis Pools. Hit the Pick Your Pool option right there on the homepage. There's 11 different designs. Pick all of your finishes that you want. Tiles, coping, colors, water features, lights, all of it. You can do all that online, set up financing, pay for it online. You get that whole process started right now at DuplessisBuilders.net, DuplessisBuilders.net, DuplessisBuilders.net. I want to remind you, though, also, maybe you want a beautiful, gigantic, custom resort-style pool at your home, wherever it may be. They do that as well. They do it better than anyone, and they offer a 10-year workmanship warranty. It's DuplessisBuilders.net, DuplessisBuilders.net.
Investing in a new roof doesn't have to be overwhelming. At Pelican Roofing, we offer 0 interest for 21 months because everyone deserves a safe, secure home. Trusted, local, affordable. Pelican Roofing, making quality roofing affordable for South Louisiana families.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
It's not easy to be a champion.
It's built from every swing, pitch, and game all season long. In the grind, the focus,
and in the recovery.
FMOL Health, Our Lady of the Lake experts provide best-in-class care for our state's world-class athletes because it takes a champion to care for champions.
I trust the lake to keep me at my best.
From championship athletes to everyday champions, trusted care starts here.
The Cane's Box Combo. A symphony of flavors. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even J.B. could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American provides to Southeast Louisiana. We continue to thrive because of the legacy of J.B. Falgu.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
After a decade of working in private duty nursing, I know how hard it can be to find compassionate care for the ones that you love the most. So I started Decision Critical, a premier concierge nursing agency, so we can take care of you wherever you are. Our highly skilled nurses provide exceptional care from the comfort of your own home with personalized packages for short-term, long-term, or even around-the-clock care. Visit us at decisioncriticalbr.com and give us a call today to get started.
Supreme Jasmine is premium American-grown rice. From local farms to your table, every grain is supreme. Pick up a bag of Jasmine or any other of our Supreme American rice.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at decisioncriticalbr.com.
They have plenty of power. Like, a lot of their guys look like football players, and they impact it when they hit it. Sometimes when that's your approach, strikeouts come along with that. It's just, to me, it just comes down to how well we execute what we're trying to execute. And I feel like Kaysen's really coming along. I feel like Williams coming along. Gavin, Zach, Grant, a couple of the lefties, even some of the guys that pitched last night, that when they execute, they're tough to hit. And so there's probably some opportunity there, but you have to execute to take advantage of it.
Jay Johnson, for his team, headed out to Oxford, take on Ole Miss this weekend. Kendall Rogers, D1 Baseball. Good enough to join us every Thursday, preview the weekend ahead. How are you, dude?
I'm doing awesome. It's always good to hear from Musso.
Yeah, how about that?
There we go.
So have we ditched Russo? Are we sticking with Musso?
We have. You know, I actually prepared myself. I had like a little sticky note on my computer screen that said, call him Musso this week.
Call him Musso. Actually, that can be the new Todd Peterson, is just calling him Russo. Oh, he wasn't ready.
Exactly.
He wasn't ready. See, got him.
Yeah.
All right, let's real quick, Kendall, before we dive into this weekend, LSU has a lot of really bad losses. As far as an RPI standpoint, I mean, Northeastern and Sac State and now Bethune-Cookman. To what degree might that affect LSU come Selection Monday?
Yeah, I mean, right now they're in a rough shape. I mean, you're looking at a team right now with a 73 RPI. And, I mean, I don't want to say they're just totally out of it because, for all we know, they win a series at Ole Miss, they win a series at Mississippi State, they take a series from A&M, and then they're probably back in, the 30s or the high 20s. So, and they still have to go to Georgia. So, I mean, even though there's a tough pathway, I mean, there is a pathway. It's just for LSU at a 73 RPI. I mean, you just have no room for error. Like, you're going to have to go on a roll the second half of the season to be able to host. So right now, long shot, is it totally gone? Not at all. It's the SEC, and, I mean, you can go up 30 spots one weekend in some instances, especially if you go to Georgia, Mississippi State, and you win, one or two of those series.
Well, they get Ole Miss. That's the task at hand. This is now a ranked-on-ranked matchup, albeit teams in the low 20s. Ole Miss has been a little tough to figure out. What do you think is maybe the most compelling storyline of this series?
Yeah, I think for me, first of all, just the fact that anybody with the name LSU is going to Oxford in a big sport, I think is certainly a storyline. But, I mean, I think for me, it's can Taylor and Beatty kind of continue where he left off in Knoxville? And also, what does Ole Miss do from an offensive standpoint? What's kind of crazy about Ole Miss is, historically, in the Mike Bianco era, when you think of Ole Miss, you think of, offensive lineups that you're just like, man, like, it is tough to get through these guys. It's premier power. But, I mean, if you look at Ole Miss's offense right now, Matt, I mean, it's 14th in the league. They're hitting 212 as a team in conference play. And you've got guys like Tristan Bissett and Austin Foley, two premier power hitters, hitting 233, 200. You've got three more guys in their everyday lineup that literally are playing every day with averages of 114, 150, 167. So, you have 60% of your lineup, 65% of your lineup that is hitting under, 230 right now in conference play. So I think for Ole Miss, and what would be a little scary to me if I'm Jay Johnson, is this team offensively has underachieved for about a month now. it's just a matter of time before they have a weekend where they just all kind of blow out a little bit.
It'd be nice to see if it was this weekend. That ballpark is ripe for it. Similar dimensions to Tennessee. So
absolutely,
pop flies are always a threat to leave the yard. So what about how LSU offensively may match up against Ole Miss's starting pitching?
Yeah, I think the biggest way to beat Ole Miss is to kind of get in their bullpen. Hunter Elliott and Cade Townsend, they're really good. Elliott certainly kind of been through the battles, but I mean, Cade Townsend to me is one of the premier pitchers in college baseball. I mean, he was hurt for a few weeks, but I saw him in Houston at the Astro tournament several weeks ago, and he was 97, 98 with his fastball with really good secondary stuff. So I think once you get past kind of Taylor Robb out of the bullpen, I really feel like you can kind of get to Ole Miss a little bit. So I think for LSU, it's take some pitches, be patient, and see if you can get those pitch counts early, up there early, get in that bullpen, and I think that they could fare pretty well at the end of that. At the end of a couple of those games.
Hey, Kendall, if you told me when Arkansas and Alabama were playing that one of those teams would be ranked in the top 10, I would have believed you. I would not have thought it would have been Alabama, but that's where this is. We buying Alabama, or are we really concerned about Arkansas being what they are right now?
I'm not quite buying Alabama just yet. They have played well. I mean, I'm going to give Rob Vaughn credit. Like, they're winning series. They're doing it in not like crazy impressive fashion, but they're winning series. Tyler Fay has been an ace for them on Friday night. There's no doubt about that. It's been a no-hitter this year. And then offensively, what's kind of been impressive about them is, Brady Neal, the former LSU Tiger, has had some really big hits this year. And, they haven't even gotten Justin LeBron going. I mean, he's still hitting like 250, 260 in conference play. So you got to figure out, you got to figure he's going to kind of get rolling a little bit. And then Arkansas, I'm worried about them. Typically with a DVH team, I'm not really worried. I kind of feel like they're just going to figure it out a little bit like LSU at times. But when you look at Arkansas and take a peek behind the curtain a little bit, I mean, just like Ole Miss I just mentioned, it is like 6 hitters in their everyday lineup that are hitting under 200 in conference play. And, I mean, we're, 4 weeks into the season? I'm not saying they can't break out, but, man, when you got that many guys in your everyday lineup hitting under 200 in league play, that is pretty problematic. So I think for me, I've got my eye on Arkansas's offense this weekend. They're going to have to score runs to beat Alabama, a red-hot Alabama team at that.
He's Kendall Rogers, D1Baseball.com, at Kendall Rogers. Give him a follow. And you want to talk about a really pivotal series, maybe the most intriguing is Tennessee-Mississippi State. At the halfway point, Kendall, Mississippi State could almost put Tennessee out of their misery, almost. But State got swept last week by Georgia and kind of feels like, all right, man, what do you do as a response here? Give me your thought on that series at the Dude this weekend.
Yeah, it is a big series for Tennessee. I feel like, I don't know about you watching that series, but I kind of told somebody this the other day that, like, Tennessee looks off to me. Maybe Tony Vitello kind of knew they were going to have a down year. But, I mean, they didn't look like the same program. Like, I didn't feel like the energy was there. I didn't feel like they seemed kind of hard-nosed like they typically have. And so I think for Tennessee, I really, and I don't want to get, like, overly dramatic, but I think this weekend is a lot about, like, what is their identity going to be under Josh Elander? Like, do they go on the road and play a really hard-nosed series, even if they come up just short? Do they look pretty good in doing it? So I don't like their chances this weekend. I think had Mississippi State not gotten swept by Georgia last weekend, I would have been like they got a chance. But, man, Mississippi State, they're really good, and they're going to be dialed in this weekend. So I think Tennessee's in a pretty problematic spot.
What do we make of Florida-Georgia this weekend? Georgia, so impressive sweeping Mississippi State, and Florida's done this Jekyll and Hyde thing all year so far.
Yeah, this is one where I'm like, I have no idea what to expect from Florida. Like, Florida's like LSU to some degree, where it's like, you can have a team show up and lose the best equipment, or they're going to come out there and look like all-stars. The crazy thing about Florida that I just cannot figure out is they'll go dominate Florida State in midweek. But on the weekend, I mean, like, there's times they look like a little league team. So for me, I have faith in Aiden King in the weekend rotation. Liam Peters is going to have to give them a good start. But, can Brendan Lawson kind of get that offense going? I will say this. I'm pretty sold on Georgia at this point. I think Georgia's really good. I thought last weekend at State, they look like a hard-nosed team. Typically, Georgia, I feel like, is kind of faux hard-nosed. like they act like they're tough, but they're not. I think this team's tough, man. I think the team's got it. They've got that moxie. And so Florida's going to have to play really well. So, in essence, I think I know what I'm going to see from Georgia. The question is, we know Florida's supremely talented, but do they show up? It's basically a coin flip.
I'd like to congratulate South Carolina or Missouri. One of them has got to win a weekend this weekend, so that's going to be great.
Hey, Missouri did win a weekend last week at Kentucky.
Noted. Well done. But let's not talk about that because nobody cares.
Respect on that name, as the
I will not do that. I will not put respect on their name. I will not. They don't even belong in the SEC. Get the hell out of here. Not you, them. Oklahoma Vanderbilt, I guess, would be the other one that's sort of intriguing this weekend. That one's up there in Nashville.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at, Vandy and OU, I think for me, this is a big weekend for Vandy. I thought, they looked really good in the opening game against Texas A&M. And then the last 2 days, their pitching was god-awful. And so I think for me, it's really about kind of how Oklahoma's offense, which you guys saw against LSU, they're not great, but what OU is really good at is being opportunistic offensively. And Vanderbilt's going to have to pitch. If Vanderbilt walks guys like they did against A&M, Oklahoma can kind of get going. But, yeah, I think I like OU on the road in that one. I just don't think Vanderbilt's that good.
It's Kendall Rogers, D1 Baseball, at Kendall Rogers. Hey, before you go, I always ask, give me something outside of the SEC. What's a series we should be keeping an eye on?
Well, you neglected to mention Texas and Texas A&M.
I did neglect.
That's a pretty big series.
I did neglect to miss Texas and Texas A&M. Hold on.
It's only the biggest storyline of the weekend.
My bad. And I should have started there, and I'm embarrassed I didn't, because actually the note I had written down, because I saw your tweet about the ticket prices.
Yeah, I will say this. It is basically like, nothing will compare to the nuclear explosion that will be LSU going to Oxford in football. Do not think I'm comparing the two.
Yeah.
But if there is a comparison, like if there is a missile compared to a nuclear bomb, the missile would be Texas going to Texas A&M this weekend. I will tell you this, as someone who has plenty of A&M fans and Tigers living around me, I mean, I've got people that are LSU fans. I've got people, Aggies that don't even follow baseball that are like hitting me up going, hey, where can I get tickets? Like, I just want to be there to yell at this guy. So, just tomorrow's game, Friday night's game in College Station, when Jim kind of first walks out of the dugout, I mean, it's going to be about as good of an atmosphere as you could find in college baseball. It's going to be a blast.
Kendall, like A&M fans, they pride themselves on being so hospitable. The howdy and all that sort of stuff.
It will not be hospitable. As a matter of fact, a little birdie inside the Texas program told me that they're actually taking like 3 cops with them to the game tomorrow night.
Interesting. I mean,
how many cops will Lane Kiffin take with him to Oxford?
I'll tell you this much. I don't know the answer to that.
Louisiana State Patrol?
Yeah, I tell you this, Kendall. People have asked, so you going? Hell no. There is a 0% chance I'm in Oxford, Mississippi that weekend.
You know how bad it has to be from some good old boy from Morgan City to say he's not going into that Lions Den?
I mean, I'm not a good old boy from Morgan City. I am a
I know you aren't. I'm just saying.
I'm a very content, happily married father of one that would like to
You're
not.
You're a Catholic guy. I know you're not.
Yes, I would like to find myself. I would not like to find myself in any unfortunate circumstances. I've even had good friends who are Ole Miss people say, "Oh, they'll come with us. It'll be fine."
Yeah.
I'm like, no, absolutely not. There is a. I will
it's like
watch.
the GIF that says it's a trap.
I will watch safely from my couch and hope that it goes very well for the LSU Tigers.
For sure.
This will be an interesting weekend, no doubt, in College Station. Okay, Kendall, we appreciate it, man. Thank you.
All right, brother. Be good, man.
Yep.
See you.
Be well. I can't believe, that was the top note, and I started talking about LSU, and I started going down the list, and I totally forgot to circle back. No, but just the biggest story in college baseball so far this year. We're brought to you by Shawbills Tire and Auto Service, ShawBillsTire.com. Locations all over South Louisiana, and you know where to find them. Go to ShawBillsTire.com, ShawBillsTire.com. Remember, it's not just tires. Yes, they're going to sell you name brand tires at wholesale prices, but whatever you got going on with your vehicle, maybe you start to feel some vibration with the tires whenever you're driving, bring that thing into Shawbills. Maybe you need your tires rotated. Maybe you need a tire repair. Maybe you need an oil change. Shawbills can help you out. Shawbills Tire and Auto Service, ShawBillsTire.com, ShawBillsTire.com. Shop tires, schedule service. You can do it all at the website at ShawBillsTire.com. Shawbills, where we keep you rolling. All right, it's after further review. We're glad to have you hanging out with us here. Live MMA coming back to L'Auberge this weekend. Trent Mahoney's going to be in studio with us in about 15 minutes from right now. Chase Parham next hour. We're not going to go around the SEC. And Will Wade perhaps staring down his first portal edition. We'll get to that next on AFR.
AFR.
Thinking about selling your home? The first thought that should enter your mind, think Darren James. Agent225.com, 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 most user-friendly website in real estate. Also tell you all the time about the home value tool. You want to sell your home? You need to know how much your home is worth? Easy. Go to agent225.com. Do this right now. Own a home, curious how much it's worth? Agent225.com uses local market data on their home value tool. So just go to the home value tool on the homepage of the website, type in your address, boom, it'll spit out using local market data the value of your home right now. It's the home value tool at agent225.com. Just another way that Darren James has made the home buying or home selling experience a great, stress-free customer service experience. What is normally one of the most stressful experiences people have moving, Darren simplifies it and gets results. Agent225.com.
Think real estate, think Darren James.
When it comes to industrial construction, River Parish Contractors can do it all. Mechanical, structural, custom fabrication, specialized welding, and turnaround services. Strategically located in between Baton Rouge and New Orleans, we have the local team with the experience and commitment to safety to manage the most complex industrial projects. Period. Here's the deal. Partnering with us means your project is delivered on time, on budget, and most important, safely. River Parish Contractors, let's get building.
Lockmere Deshawn Fagan and Associates has won for our clients over $175 million over the decades, but our greatest success is our clients who have chosen and trusted us to help them. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call. You've got nothing to lose.
Hi, I'm Sean Fagan. If you get injured, you could be staring at medical bills, repair costs, and lost income. Life can be turned upside down. At Lockmere Deshawn Fagan and Associates, we'll work to turn your world right side up. Hire us, and like thousands of our clients, you'll be glad you did.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. And when you're cooking with clean, affordable propane, you're cooking with gas. In the wintertime, nothing heats a home like Louisiana propane. And when you need hot water, propane's got you covered. Oh, and you won't regret that propane generator when the power goes out. I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and to find more information and to find a propane dealer near you, visit louisianapropane.com.
Everything you need for a stunning garden is at the Plant Barn in Baton Rouge. From trees and shrubs to plants and pottery, the Plant Barn has it all at great prices. Visit us today on Valley Street, right off.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at decisioncriticalbr.com.
Thanks as always to Blasia and the great team over at Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Not just healthcare, it's healthcare for your lifestyle, like we often say, whatever it may be. Maybe you're like Paulie, you got a new baby at the house and you're having trouble sleeping. You need to catch up on some Z's. Their nurses can come in home, take care of your newborn while you all sleep. Maybe it's end-of-life care. It's hospice, in-home. Maybe it's post-operative care that you need. Maybe you're under the weather and you need you need IV hydration therapy. They can come to your home, to your office. Maybe you're on HRT and you need to give blood, therapeutic phlebotomy. They can do that as well, conveniently in your home, come to your office to save you time. It's not just healthcare, it's healthcare for your lifestyle. DecisionCriticalBR.com, DecisionCriticalBR.com. All right, it's after further review. We're glad you're hanging out with us here. This note from On3 is they're kind of doing a wrap-up around the transfer portal right now. Keep an eye for LSU on P.J. Haggerty. So Haggerty was the third leading scorer in college basketball this season at Kansas State, 23 points a game. Well, he's back in the transfer portal now, and according to On3, LSU is one of the teams to keep an eye on. So the backstory here is that Wade actually recruited Haggerty last year and signed him out of the portal to NC State. Well, NC State later landed Darian Williams, and so then Haggerty went back in the portal, ultimately picked Kansas State, and he averaged 23 points a game there this year. So we know Wade has got to rebuild this LSU roster in year one, and they're clearly in the mix here for Haggerty, who's instant offense. I'll be transferring from Kansas State, and LSU is one of the schools to watch. So Tigers looking for that first commit to pop. I'll remind you, it's worth being patient. During the January portal window for football, the portal opened on Jan 2, and everyone's like, where's all the commitments? Where's all the commitments? Well, you had all the visits first, right? You had all the visits, and then after the visits, the commitments followed. So right now they're in that process, and sometimes you'll have the pre-existing relationship with the player, which might expedite some of this, like we saw with some of the Ole Miss guys, Uman Mielen, Daughtery, Winnie Watkins. And those were guys that had the pre-existing relationship with Will Wade, with Lane Kiffin. So now with Will Wade, it would stand to reason if some of those NC State guys are going in the portal, it would stand to reason that guys that he has a pre-existing relationship with might be even easier to land some of those commits. So as that continues to move along, we'll keep you posted. And you can always follow. We got the portal tracker up at louisianasports.net. So if you want to bookmark that page at louisianasports.net, it's the basketball transfer tracker. It'll let you know all the players that have entered the portal, players that are out of eligibility, and who LSU signed. So it's all there for free at louisianasports.net. All right, it's after further review. We'll go around the SEC in just a quick second. We're brought to you by Supper Club. A great night Thursday. You want to get your weekend started early, get on by Supper Club. No matter what you eat at Supper Club, it's going to be the best version of that thing you've ever had. Some people say, Matt, I hear you talking about Supper Club, but I don't love steak. Okay. What about scallops? What about lamb lollipops? What about Chilean sea bass or a king salmon? All dynamite options. And it's going to be the best of that thing you've ever had. Alaskan king crab legs, stone crab. They got it all at Supper Club. The most important thing to remember is you're going to have the best version of whatever it is you're eating and the most fantastic dining experience you can imagine. It's Supper Club. Get your reservations at supperclubbtr.com. supperclubbtr.com. That's supperclubbtr.com. Or you can always just walk in. Remember, open seating at the bar with the 14 bar stools, the 7 bar tables. Pop on in any night to Supper Club. Well, except Sunday, Monday because they're closed. Tuesday to Saturday, make it a Supper Club night. Okay, do it every day about this time. Let's go around the SEC.
Around the SEC, bringing you the biggest news from the nation's best conference, the Georgia Bulldogs.
Georgia's added a new piece to their scouting department. Miami of Ohio scouting director Lynn Davenport is joining Georgia as their director of college scouting. He's been in that role at Miami of Ohio since April of last year. So it kind of looks like the director of pro scouting, which you see in NFL organization. So really the college game just continues to look more and more like the NFL game. Davenport previously had been with the Buffalo Bills and also time at University of Cincinnati.
The Florida Gators.
5-star 2027 interior offensive lineman Maxwell Hiller has committed to Florida. 6'5", 300 pounds. He's out of Pennsylvania, chose the Gators over Ohio State, Tennessee, and Alabama. He's the headliner of the Florida class, one of the top-ranked recruits. He's the number 1 player in Pennsylvania, the number 4 overall player in the country.
The Arkansas Razorbacks.
Arkansas is losing a basketball assistant. Chuck Martin's on the move, headed to North Carolina for a spot on Michael Malone's first coaching staff there in Chapel Hill. a.k.a. Post Malone. He'd been with Calipari each of his last 3 seasons, joined the Razorbacks head coach in Kentucky prior to the 23-24 season, also coached with Cal at Memphis.
The Kentucky Wildcats.
Guard Colin Chandler is entering the transfer portal. He's from Utah. Led Kentucky with 73 made three-pointers. It was best among the SEC this past season. Chandler was Mark Pope's first recruit at Kentucky, following him from BYU.
The Texas Longhorns.
And Texas forward Nick Cody will enter the transfer portal. Matt Zenitz, Chris Hummer at CBS, first to have it. Appeared in 43 games of 4 starts for the Longhorns. And actually emphatically stated his desire to return after the Sweet 16 loss to Purdue. He said, quote, "I'll be here next year." You know what we call that, Muse?
That's just a non-denial, yeah?
Oh, that's a denial.
Yeah, denial. Excuse me. Yeah, denial.
I'll be here next year. No, he ain't. All right, there you have it. That is around the SEC. We're glad to have you hanging out with us here. Thursday show is presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing, decisioncriticalbr.com. We're going to knock out a quick break. Chase Parham in about 45 minutes. Chase does an awesome job covering Ole Miss, all things Ole Miss, but one of the really, really good baseball writers in the Southeastern Conference. I know I mentioned it before, but I would put Hunt, Palmer, I'd put Chase Parham, David Cloninger, who covers South Carolina. And there's a lot of great ones. I don't mean to single guys out, but Chase is outstanding. A guy who is a true SEC baseball nerd and does a great job. And I affectionately call him an SEC baseball nerd. But Chase does a great job. So we'll get a good sort of thumbnail preview of the Ole Miss baseball Rebels coming up here in about 45 minutes. And Beth Torina is going to be with us in hour number 3. Excited to have Beth here. This weekend is the Go Teal Walk, raising awareness for ovarian cancer research that they do every year. It's a massive weekend for the softball program, and quite honest, for anybody that's been touched by ovarian cancer or any kind of cancer. So it's a great opportunity to catch up with Beth. So we'll do that in hour number 3. All right, let me knock out a break, y'all. Live MMA coming back to Baton Rouge with the Titan Combat Championship this weekend at L'Auberge. I'll be there. We're going to talk to Trent Mahoney in studio with us next at AFR.
After further review.
REV. Let's Rev. Let's Rev.com. Let's Rev.com. Hey, if you're certainly when we talk about homeowners, Rev, your internet provider, cable, phone, security, home automation, they do all that. But we did this actually a few years ago here at Guarantee. We switched to Rev with another provider. And what was eye-opening is you're going through budgets. And so if you're a business owner, I want you to think about this. Like in your business, how many cable boxes do you have in your business? How much are you spending for internet? How much are you spending for security or automation within your business? Like how much are you spending on that every month? You want to talk about hidden costs like sunken into your business? What if Rev could save you money every month in perpetuity and give you better service, a better product, and a local company? Man, it's worth a call over to Rev. So look them up online there at letsrev.com. REV, letsrev.com.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. And when you're cooking with clean, affordable propane, you're cooking with gas. In the wintertime, nothing heats a home like Louisiana propane. And when you need hot water, propane's got you covered. Oh, and you won't regret that propane generator when the power goes out. I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and to find more information and to find a propane dealer near you, visit louisianapropane.com.
It's not easy to be a champion.
It's built from every swing, pitch, and game all season long. In the grind, the focus,
and in the recovery.
FMOL Health, Our Lady of the Lake experts provide best-in-class care for our state's world-class athletes. Because it takes a champion to care for champions.
I trust the lake to keep me at my best.
From championship athletes to everyday champions, trusted care starts here.
Sometimes you ignore the signs, even when they're right in front of you. Problem gambling isn't always easy to spot. Know the signs, set your limit. Learn more about healthy gambling habits by visiting us online or text or call for free, confidential help now.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at decisioncriticalbr.com.
Man, I'm pretty fired up about this. Saturday night, I'll be at Verge. Titan Combat number 6 is going down. Some great sponsors, Raising Cane's, Relief Window, some of our great partners are partnered with this event as well. Gordon McKernan, injury attorneys. Our buddy Casey McKenzie's done an awesome job. You'll know I'm a big MMA fan. And, sometimes local promotions can be sort of hit or miss with the quality of the fights, the quality of the promotion. When I went last spring, blown away by the quality of the promotion at Verge. It was packed. If you're looking for something to do Saturday, get on out. Co-main event, we're going to see Clarence Brown and Trent Mahoney. Trent is in studio with us right now. How are you, man?
Great, man. Great. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you for asking. You're so it's Thursday. We're a little more than 48 hours out from the fight. How you feeling?
Feeling great. Weight's getting down. Healthy. Just super excited. It's hard to sleep.
Give me a little bit of your backstory, man. For people who it's a huge part of this sport. People love to know where people are from, who they're cheering for, all the backstory. So give me your bio.
From here in Baton Rouge, I went to East Ascension High School as my dad is the wrestling coach there. So I grew up, he took that job in 2003. I was born in 2001. So I grew up always seeing him as EA's coach. And then when the opportunity came, I wanted to go to East Ascension. So I went to East Ascension all 4 years. I won 3 state titles there in wrestling, Division I. First one was at 132, jumped up to 152. And then my senior year, I was 170. So I jumped up a bunch.
You won in 3 different weight classes.
Yes, sir. And then when I decided to go to college, I picked a Division II school in Tennessee called King University. Did 5 years there.
You wrestled in college?
Yes, sir. I did an undergraduate in economics, and I got an MBA. And I was an All-American, NCAA Division II All-American there. And I actually just moved back from Pennsylvania yesterday, where I did another master's at Albright College in Reading, Pennsylvania, which is outside Philadelphia. I just pulled up to practice yesterday in a trailer, all my stuff, went to practice, unloaded my trailer after practice. So I'm back in Baton Rouge for good for now. But, wrestling has taken me a long way.
So this is your first pro MMA fight?
Yes, sir. Pro debut this Saturday.
Man, so you're fighting Clarence Brown. I don't know anything about Clarence Brown, but what I do know is if he's getting in the cage with a Division II All-American wrestler, that dude's in trouble.
Listen, you got to respect every opponent. I think this guy has a lot of fights. I don't think his record's that good, but dude, everybody has a puncher's chance.
It's a great thing about the sport.
Yep, you go bite down on your mouthpiece and swing, and you could clip anybody.
That's true. But, man, I would argue that, and I'm a big MMA fan, that having a wrestling base and look, you can do jits and you can have Muay Thai, and there are so many great disciplines. If you have an elite wrestling base, you are hell to handle because you can control another person. Has that been your experience?
Yes, sir. So far it has. And I've been in the highest level gyms. Daniel Cormier's actually like my uncle. I call him Uncle Dan.
Let's go.
I go to California and train with them, and I'm a wrestler, and he has like these Russians that train for him, and dude, they'll take me down, and you can't move. And so it's kind of it blows your ego when you're the wrestler and then you get out wrestled.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you could control the fight, I could. If I want to be on my feet, I can stay on my feet. If I want to take it to the ground, you could use wrestling to take it to the ground. But if you look at all the UFC champs right now, most of them are grapplers. So it just kind of shows you that you have great hands, but it's kind of hard to punch somebody when you're on your back and they're laying on top of you.
How Trent Mahoney's in studio with us. Co-main event Saturday, Titan Combat Championship 6 at Verge. You still get tickets or show up. It's going to be awesome. One of the interesting things also about some of the local promotions is a lot of times you fight guys you just don't know. Like there isn't video or film to like study your opponent. So like, do you know anything about your opponent? And then how do you prepare for a fight?
There's film. I've watched some film on them. We got a good game plan. Nowadays with social media and most everything's getting streamed now. It's out there now. It's not how it used to be back in the day, especially with regional MMA. But there's been some wild times where, like I told you earlier, my first fight, my guy didn't even show up to weigh-ins, and then there was a guy who was 2 weight classes above me. His guy didn't show up to weigh-ins, and I was like, I'll go up and fight him because you sell tickets, you want an opponent. All these people didn't show up for no reason. So I fought a guy who was like 200 pounds, and I was 170.
Yeah.
So, regional MMA is crazy sometimes, but with Titan, man, they run it tight. They, Layla and Casey, everything's really strict, organized. Everybody knows what's going on, and that's not the same with every promotion. But you can see Titans new, and they're already dominating in Louisiana.
Love to see it, man. So why you've got finance degrees and double majors and masters? Why are you using your head as a punching bag?
I don't know. My mom would agree with me. How
old are you?
I'm 24.
Okay.
So I just finished 6 years of college wrestling. I got 3 degrees while wrestling. Man, I just can't sit still. I've had 2 different internships. I did an accounting internship, and then I did a marketing internship. And when I sit down behind a computer and keyboard, I don't know. I can't sit still. So I love coaching wrestling. I love helping the youth learn how to wrestle and build their skills. And I love fighting, man. I can't sit still. That's why.
What you may not even know this. You know what time you're going to be fighting?
First fight starts at 7:15. There's about 14 fights on the card, and 15-minute fights. Probably going to be around 10 p.m. But like I said, the card starts at 7:15 on the last fight main event. It's going to be around 9:30, 10 o'clock.
And it's going to be a catch weight. So, and to explain this, basically you have fighters from different weight classes. Basically, you're going up and he's coming down.
Right. So my original opponent was scheduled for 155 lightweight, and then he pulled out, and we already had Clarence Brown slated as the backup just in case something like that happened. And I think he's a 170-pounder. So we kind of met in the middle, 155, 170. We agreed to fight at 165. So that's why it's called catchweight, because there's only 8 weight classes. So we're fighting out of a weight class.
So you're gonna fight at 65. You're weighing about 170 right now.
Yes, sir. I'm like 172 right now. So I got 7 pounds to lose by Friday.
What you gonna do?
Tonight we're hitting the treadmill with a sauna suit.
Yeah.
And then we'll do some sauning, and then tomorrow we'll wake up. I'll probably be 2 pounds over tomorrow. Hit the treadmill again. Probably won't need the sauna for that. And then we'll get to weigh-ins, make weight, and then hydrate. Feel good.
So when you walk in the cage, by the way, for a wrestler, losing 7 pounds in 24 hours ain't gonna be nothing. But what do you think you'll weigh when you walk in the cage?
I'll probably be 175.
Okay.
Be a 10-pound gain.
You feel healthy and strong.
Oh yeah, hydrated, eat clean, and you're just chilling the whole day Saturday. And like I said, I won't be fighting till 9:30, 10 o'clock. So
yeah.
I'll just be kicking back, relaxing, probably taking a nap somewhere in there, and then man, excited. I'm already feeling it.
Hey, man, an EA kid from Gonzales. Tell you what, the local product, people could be rooting for you, man. It's Titan Combat Championship 6. It's at LaBerge. It's Saturday. Brought to you by Relief Windows, Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys, Canes as well in the mix. I'm looking forward to being there, man. Last spring, I know a bunch of the LSU football coaches last spring showed up, and I don't know who's, but you always get
good. Yeah, they had everybody. They had Campbell there, Will Campbell. That was cool seeing him.
Yeah,
there.
man.
So they had a bunch of big names there.
It's gonna be a show, man. Wish you good luck, good health, and go dominate on Saturday, man. We're looking forward to seeing it.
Appreciate it.
You got it, man. That's Trent Mahoney. He'll be fighting Saturday in Titan Combat 6 out at LaBerge. Y'all get on out and see it. All right, it's after further review. Now I got a quick break. Sports Center will kick off hour number 2 next.
After further review.
We're brought to you by South Point Volkswagen, southpointvw.com. New and certified pre-owned in Baton Rouge and online, southpointvw.com. Southpointvw.com. Hey, look, everybody, the average car buyer now visits 1.2 dealerships before making a purchase. You know that. I remember when I got my car, we spent a Saturday, me and my dad, like going to 8 different dealerships, test driving, haggling. Nobody does it anymore. So go to the website. Go to southpointvw.com, southpointvw.com. You could search their entire inventory. If it's on the lot, it's online at southpointvw.com. Super easy, southpointvw.com. You can see all the dealer specials. You can see all the inventory. Right now, if you shop by vehicle, there's 181 vehicles on the lot right now. You can see right there on the homepage. You got questions, you could do it. Work out your financing, you could do it right there. If they don't have what you want with the exact specifications, they'll find it for you. They'll get it here. It's South Point Volkswagen, Louisiana's largest volume Volkswagen dealer. South Point Volkswagen, what's your direction?
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
I'm Lawyer Locke Meredith. We are honored and humbled to receive from our clients in Google, based on 5-star client reviews, the designation of our law firm is highly recommended. Whether you hire us at all, please give us a call, 272-5555. You have nothing to lose.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith. Injuries happen when you least expect them to, making your life more complicated. At Locke Meredith Sean Fagan and Associates, we know this and we strive to help each of our clients during these times. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call at 272-5555.
Another roof gone too soon.
Looks like neglect. There's no doubt about it. This is a case of poor installation.
At Pelican Roofing, we don't guess. We investigate to find the real cause of your roof's problems. Call Pelican Roofing for your free roof investigation today.
Case closed.
Ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar, but instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. Propane water heaters are very cost efficient, and the savings are even greater with a tankless propane water heater. We all know that Louisiana propane is a safe and environmentally friendly fuel. So why not go green while you save some green? I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and for more information, visit louisianapropane.com.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy.
Setup.
I'm Christine Lisi. As the 76ers fight to avoid the NBA's Eastern Conference play-in tournament, one of their biggest stars, Joel Embiid, diagnosed with appendicitis and is undergoing emergency surgery today in Houston. This hours before the team faces the Rockets. It's unclear when Embiid will return to the court from his latest injury. ESPN NBA analyst Kendrick Perkins.
Joel Embiid is one of the most talented big men this game has ever seen. It's a disappointment, really, because you want to see him play at this level. He's been playing on this stage. He's been playing at a high level. I just hope that he's able to get healthy. The Sixers get into the postseason, and he comes back.
LeBron James returns for the Lakers tonight against the Warriors, 9:30 Eastern, ESPN Radio. He was out the last game due to foot injury management. Golden State's Steph Curry will not play tonight because of knee injury management. Baseball, Jeffrey Springs and two relievers tossed a one-hitter in the A's 1-0 shutout of the Yankees. On ESPN, round one of the Masters, golf's first major of the year. Defending champ Rory McIlroy and Sam Burns tied for the lead. Scotty Scheffler is 3 back.
Hey, it's Evan Cohen. Coming up Friday, as we head into the final weekend of the NBA season, I'll tell you all the things that you need to be paying attention to. It's on Sportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
That's right.
Hour 2, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. I'm Matt.
Hey, Will. Hey, bud.
Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
Musa. And Mr. Toby Tomplick. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. Talk LSU Ole Miss with Chase Parham in 30 minutes from right now. Beth Torina will be here next hour. We'll look forward to that. After LSU practice on Thursday, it's when we get the player availability. And it was T.J. Daugherty, Jace Brown, and D.J. Pickett were the three that came in. And it was so interesting that Pickett was one of the players that came for media availability today because it was perusing the net, and I saw one of these stories about the most irreplaceable players outside of quarterback. And obviously, I think for every team, you're going to start at quarterback. Now, maybe with LSU because you've remade that entire room, and Levitt is even not available right now, Landon Clark and Husan Longstreet getting all these reps. Like maybe that's not the most irreplaceable position. I mean, look at Ole Miss a year ago with Lane Kiffin. If you had said that, no one was thinking Trinidad Chambliss would have the type of season he did, but he did. I'm not trying to suggest that Landon Clark or Husan Longstreet could be that, 4,000-yard passer and whatever. But I think there's a reason why LSU made the investment they did, time and finances, into Sam Levitt. So if you're looking outside of quarterback, I started to think of, okay, well, what other positions do you have such a drastic drop-off at a key position? And I think left tackle would be an obvious one if you're looking at Jordan Seaton because of the investment they made there. But quite honestly, you've got guys that have played left tackle. I'm not saying they'd play at the level that Jordan Seaton would. And then you could always compensate if you need to leave a tight end to chip or block. You brought in Zach Grace, the H-back from Oregon, who didn't record an offensive statistic. He's a blocker. He's a battering ram. He's a modern-age fullback, right? So you can make amends for that. Like, if I were to look at both sides of the ball, I would tell you offensively, the irreplaceable player is Braylon Moore. I mean, that's part of your battery, and the only player other than the quarterback that touches the football on every play is the center. And that's the one that makes all the calls in the middle of the line and is the literal center and the continuity connector piece of that line. It's why on a unit that was so bad a year ago and he was so good, why this staff prioritized Braylon Moore coming back, in addition to Harlan Berry and Trey'Dez Green. If you don't have Braylon Moore, your next center is probably William Satterwhite. Now, he's the transfer from Tennessee, and he's been running with the twos, and I think has great potential to be a very good player. I mean, he was an SEC-recruited athlete. He just hasn't played a lot. And I think the way, as you sort of, if I can go on a tangent here, I think the way that they built this class, this portal class, was so smart by adding guys like Satterwhite, like Darren Stray from Kentucky, because what they did was they built depth. And so often I think we think of guys in the portal as wanting to be immediate plug-and-play guys, but clearly in a lot of these instances, offensive line, running back, receiver, where they added so many guys, the idea was you're coming here to compete, but probably a multi-year addition. So I look at Satterwhite as a guy that is your center in 2027. But if he's got to play in 26, that's a massive drop-off at the most important position on the offensive line. Defensively, we talked about it earlier in the week where I think you have a great first 11. I think you really worry about your depth at every spot, but none more so than corner, which is why I think DJ Pickett is probably that guy defensively. Because if you think about how important Mansour Delane was for LSU a year ago, I mean, he's a unanimous All-American. LSU's had 14 unanimous All-Americans in the history of the program. Only 4 defensive backs have been unanimous All-Americans. You realize that? Peterson, Claiborne, and Grant Delpit. And now Mansour Delane. Tyrann Mathieu, in his Honey Badger season in 2011, was not a unanimous All-American. As absurd as that sounds, it's true. So it's a very hard thing to do. So I'm not suggesting DJ Pickett's going to be that. But what Mansour Delane did was took away a half of the field. Do you realize in 7 games last year, Delane played in 11. In 7 of the 11 games, teams targeted him 3 times or fewer. Like, there were games where, like, they just were like, yeah, we're not even going to try. Lane Kiffin said that earlier this week when he was asked about scouting remember that he was asked about scouting the LSU team when LSU played in Oxford last year. He went during pregame and was like staring. He's like, well, yeah, I go look at it. I saw that guy on film, and then I saw him warming up. I'm like, yeah, we're just not even going to throw his way. He was talking about Delane. So the idea is Delane took away half the field. That's going to be the objective for Pickett this year. So that means you're going to get a lot of action toward P.J. Woodland. But if Pickett isn't there for whatever reason, Woodland now becomes your one, or maybe we've seen Jakeem Jackson step up. But Jakeem Jackson was a highly, highly recruited guy at Florida, but injuries have really slowed his career. And you'd have Jakeem Jackson, P.J. Woodland, or you're having Michael Turner step up. Depth at corner for me is really worrisome. I feel really good about Pickett and Woodland. And I think Jakeem Jackson, when you go nickel and you go Pickett, Jackson, and then Woodland at nickel, I think that's good. That's really good. Everything subsequent, you're talking about Michael Turner, Aiden Anding. You know, Haven Finney, I think, has a giant ceiling. I mean, he was the number 1 corner in the country for 27. He reclassed for 26, and now he's an early enrollee, but that's a guy who should be in the second semester of his junior year of high school. So I think Finney's got a massive ceiling, but do you want to be counting on him in the fall, this coming fall? I don't know that I could say that. So Pickett, for me, I think, is that guy. And he even was asked when he met with reporters about Mansour Delane and watching him this past season during his freshman year and what he learned from Delane.
Just knowing the game, knowing what's about to come, being smart, watching film, each and every play he's locked in. It's just having that want to know mentality. That's what he had. And like he said, he had that underdog mentality. So that's why I want to carry to my game. So just get that from him. It was pretty good.
The other thing, well, it sounds a lot like some of those young guys, what they would talk about, like watching Will Campbell play. The other thing that gives me tremendous confidence in the secondary, not only this year but moving forward, obviously is having Corey Raymond there. Because for as long as Corey is there, you're confident you're always going to have uber-talented players there that he continues to develop. I mean, look at Monsieur Delane. Monsieur Delane was a good player at Virginia Tech. I think he was second team or third team All-ACC. He was a good player. He went from good to 1 year under Corey Raymond to elite, like first cornerback off the board, top 10 pick in the draft level, elite. So Raymond always gives you that confidence. And Pickett was asked about his relationship with Corey because let's be honest, I mean, that's why DJ Pickett is here.
To be honest, he's not just a coach to me. Like, he's a real mentor outside of my dad. I see him as a father figure. So him just, like, I thank him a lot. Like, just he helped me grow as a cornerback, just to get where I'm at right now. So he helped me a lot. So,
I mean, one of the smartest things that Lane Kiffin did was retaining Corey Raymond. It goes without saying, but for as long as you have C-Ray in the building, the best of the best of the best are going to want to play here. It's why you have DJ Pickett. It's why you have Haven Finney. It's why you have a 5-star number 1 corner in the country for 2027 that you are hot on the heels of and very likely going to land. So, talk about irreplaceable players. I would say Braylon Moore offense. On defense, I'd look at number 3. Let me know your thoughts. You can email us, tweet us, text us, 225-396-4400, 396-4400, 396-4400. I should continue to remind you as well. Of course, you can text any of our shows as well. Our phone call-in line is also now an active text line. So you can text 499-1045 at any point during any of our shows throughout the day. So feel free to use that text line and interact there as well. All right, it's After Further Review. We're brought to you by Rouse's, the official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Rouse's.com, Rouse's.com, Rouse's.com. Remember, you go to Rouse's.com, you can get the weekly specials there. So whatever that weekly ads are, whatever the discounts are, if you're shopping on a budget, Rouse's can help you there. You want to go pick up dinner for the whole family tonight, something for everyone. Rouse's is always a great spot. Rouse's is always a great spot for lunches. But I can't tell you how many times I'll pop into the Rouse's right there in Burbank and Lee. I love their Asian bowls. If it's like, beef and shrimp fried rice or lo mein or whatever it may be, I love their Asian bowls. They're fantastic. But they got everything. They got sushi and they got their hot bar if you want to go get boiled or fried seafood. They got everything over at Rouse's. The official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints, Rouse's.com, Rouse's.com. Rouse's. This feels like home. All right, y'all, it's AFR cruising along here on this Thursday edition presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. I do want to get some reaction in to our conversation a day ago with Verge Ausberry. And I'm so grateful for Verge for coming in studio and spending nearly a full hour with us in studio. And naturally, so much of our conversation was about baseball and the financial commitment to baseball and keeping Jay Johnson happy. Well, Hunt Palmer last night caught up with Jay Johnson after the Tigers finished practice and after we spoke to Verge. That piece is up at Louisiana Sports Net if you want to read it for free. But we'll tell you what Jay had to say. I'll give you some reaction. You can keep getting yours in as well. Email us, tweet us, or text us here into the show. All right, we'll continue. It's AFR.
AFR.
I've been telling you about Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness for a year now. Something new that I've been trying there for the last 2 weeks is called Stem Wave. And they do use it for men with ED, but it's not just for that. As a matter of fact, I've been using it for my back pain that I've told you about. I've dealt with chronic back pain for a long time. I'm going to way oversimplify this, but effectively what it does is it creates a miniature shockwave at a point in your body, which recruits, it basically tricks your body into thinking there's an injury there. And so it recruits blood flow and stem cells and healing components to that area of your body. And I went this morning. It takes about 20 minutes. And I'm blown away by how I get immediate relief from it. Now, I've gone 3 times, and it's super affordable. I mean, $50 a treatment. So you can buy packages of a dozen or whatever it may be, but it's something worth looking into if you're dealing with pain. YourGoodwood.com.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding. Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy bathroom retreat. Our skilled team brings 3D modeling to life to ensure your vision becomes a reality. We believe luxury should be accessible and offer tailored solutions to fit your budget without compromising quality. So contact us today for a free estimate. Lacoste & Young Remodeling, providing perfect solutions for your dream home.
Jordan Faber here with some exciting news. Faber Automotive has officially arrived. We're proud to introduce your new hometown dealership, Faber Chevrolet GMC. That means more inventory, better deals, and the same great local team. Now backed by the trusted Faber family name. Whether you're shopping or servicing, you'll feel the difference from day one. Allow us the opportunity to earn your business.
Fabry Chevrolet GMC. Visit us in St. Francisville or online at FabryChevrolet.com.
It's not easy to be a champion.
It's built from every swing, pitch, and game all season long. In the grind, the focus,
and in the recovery.
FMOL Health, Our Lady of the Lake experts provide best-in-class care for our state's world-class athletes. Because it takes a champion to care for champions.
I trust the lake to keep me at my best.
From championship athletes to everyday champions, trusted care starts here.
If your office is experiencing performance issues, like slow networks, jammed printers, or disappearing files, Advanced Office Systems may be right for you. With powerful IT solutions, print management, document imaging, and security systems, they help offices regain confidence naturally. Side effects may include uncontrollable efficiency, smoother workflows, and a sudden burst of office joy. Say goodbye to those emotional breakdowns in the supply closet.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at DecisionCriticalVR.com.
I think we've been on a pretty good run with some types of things. The non-conference record is something like we've taken great pride in. You know, just maybe some difficulty of getting a player past a certain threshold of things, and that's always under construction anyways and never taken for granted. Like, we structure our program around consistency though, like mentally, physically, training, and we haven't gotten that, you know, and we just got to keep pushing forward to it.
That was Jay Johnson meeting with reporters on Wednesday. Yesterday was an interesting day because we had LSU Athletic Director Verge Ausberry on the show. And Verge came in studio for nearly the entire hour number 2. And if you missed that conversation, I would highly recommend find the time to go listen to it or watch it. You can catch it on demand. It's on the AFR LSU YouTube channel. You can search podcast AFR LSU. You can find you know where to find all of our on-demand stuff. It's all linked at LouisianaSports.net. It's easy to find. It's on all our social medias. You can find the whole interview. And we covered a wide variety of everything, from Lane Kiffin and Will Wade to the new basketball arena and everything. But most of the conversation, naturally, was about finances. And it's how I started the conversation with Verge. You know, when I said, look, all your coaches are in place. Like, Lane Kiffin ain't getting fired. Will Wade ain't getting fired. Kim Mulkey ain't getting fired. Jay Johnson ain't getting fired. Like, you got your coaches in place. So what's the biggest challenge facing you? And he said finances. And so that, which was obvious, but you know, he needed to say it. And there's no bigger challenge, I think, right now that we've all talked about than baseball, because baseball is a sport that in many places is a I don't want to say an afterthought, but it's a consolation. If baseball is good, great. If they're not, okay. it's about football or men's basketball or your different places, UConn, women's basketball, you get it. But here, baseball's got to be great. There's no alternative. The challenge is the way the revenue share is set up is it's not set up for baseball to participate at the level that you'd really need. So you rely on whatever you get in rev share and then third-party NIL dollars on top of that. And that makes it really difficult to know every year. Like the way I would compare it, the difference between like rev share and NIL, think of it like if you're in sales and you have a base and then you have a bonus structure. It's very hard to know what you're going to make when your base is low and you have to make, or commissions, right? Or like if you're a waiter. Waiters have a very low base, but they make tips. So some months are great and some are not. And it's very difficult to establish consistency when you don't know what you're going to make. So similarly here, Jay Johnson might need to spend, so Verge said yesterday that LSU baseball, this is the big takeaway, was that the revenue share for baseball is going up. So it's going to match. Do you have that one? Yeah, this was Verge yesterday.
The year coming up, women's basketball and baseball probably about the same number, about 5%. Like I said, I've only been on the job for a month, so it wasn't that way before. We're going to do that. But at the same time, we really helped baseball. We called front loading some money. We did with them, and we raised a lot of money for baseball. So we caught them up.
So remember, you can't front load anymore. That you front loaded with the collective. Remember, you were very cash. We talked about this all last year. You were very cash rich, and so you're able to front load before rev share started. So they were able to front load with a lot of that cash for this roster. Well, that's the collective can't do that anymore. You can't just have a collective write checks to players anymore. So you have rev share, and then you have whatever you can make in true third-party NIL. So the front-loading helped for this year, but you don't have that option for next year. But getting Jay and baseball close to women's basketball, if you're just doing the math, you're talking at about $1 million. Now, the number that I understand is that Jay's rev share number this year for 2026 was about $600K. And there are schools in the SEC that are much higher than that in rev share. Rev share. If you push baseball close to women's basketball at 5%, that's going to put you at about $1 million. And I'm here to tell you, $1 million is not enough to fund a competitive roster in the SEC. So he is still going to need a heavy investment of third-party NIL dollars on top of that rev share number. Is that the other part you have from Verge? Do you have anything else from Verge?
Yeah, I mean, I have everything that he said on baseball. So, met with Jay about baseball.
Yeah, so Jay and Verge, Verge said that he met with Jay last week about all this after Jay made the comments about MLB, not being interested in MLB right now. And some of this conversation started to bubble up a little bit. So this was Verge.
Moving forward, we're going to make sure that, baseball, talk about baseball, that their rev share is going up. And we're also going to have more money for them for NIL. I've been meeting with Jay about that. He had some concerns about where we were and things we had to do. And we met this week on that. I want to have those relationships with my coaches.
So Verge confirmed that he and Jay met. Hunt Palmer over at LouisianaSports.net has a big write-up about this whole NIL rev share go up, the whole thing. And Hunt spoke to Jay exclusively for this piece at LouisianaSports.net. And Jay confirmed that meeting, said, quote, "I'm very fortunate to be working with Verge. He was instrumental in hiring me at LSU. And he played a large part in our 2 national championships. He knows the importance of baseball at LSU. We had a great meeting this week, and I have full confidence in his leadership and commitment to help me make LSU baseball the best it can be." Okay. Verge is saying the right things. Jay is saying the right things. one of my favorite sayings that you hear me say all the time, you can probably finish it before I even start it, actions speak louder than words. They're all saying the right things. They're going to get baseball what they need. Jay's happy with Verge. He trusts Verge is going to get him what he needs, all that sort of stuff. We'll see. I know there's a lot of people have asked about like crowdfunding. That donating a TAF for baseball is not actually going to help the NIL number. So crowdfunding isn't actually going to help in that respect. You could always, I guess, get some creative accounting and move different money into vehicles to get to the players and all, but in a sense of how these third-party NIL deals are done, you going and making a monthly $10 donation to TAF earmarked for baseball is not going to help the roster. What they really need is for businesses to continue to get involved in the NIL space, the true NIL space, through Max, LSU Max, to do true third-party NIL deals with earmark for baseball. The complicated part, like we continue to say, is football is always going to get whatever it needs. Heath Schroyer was brought in specifically to fundraise for basketball, for Will Wade. I think it's a good idea, by the way, because you have some people, some heavy hitter donors that just aren't interested in basketball. But you have some people that's their thing. And what Heath is going to be able to do is bring new dollars to LSU basketball. Baseball is the one that has such wide, vast support from many different levels of LSU's fan base. From the seven-figure donors like Gordon, who's done tons of NIL deals. Obviously, Our Lady of the Lake, who has done so many NIL deals with LSU athletes across all sports. Todd has a suite at Alec Box Stadium. I mean, there's Todd Graves, Canes, who's our studio sponsor here. But what I would love to see baseball do is engage the 10 to 100,000 donor more. Because there's a lot more of those than $1 million donors. It's harder. I explained this earlier in the week. It's easier to go sit at one lunch, and get a $1 million check. That's easy. That's one lunch. It's a big lick. Than having to go find 10 people to write a $100,000 check. But in many instances, that's more doable, and that's the untapped resource so far, or the $25,000 check. Because in some instances for baseball in particular, that $25,000 check is a big deal. Can be a big deal in baseball, the $50,000 to $100,000 check. You don't have a lot of baseball players in college that are making $1 million. The highest price tag I have heard from an agent representing a player, and it is an SEC player, is $750,000. It's a giant number for baseball. Now we hear multi-millions in football and quarterbacks and all that stuff, but for some context. So I think there's two parts of this. Yes, Verge, LSU, Zach Greenwell, who's handling fundraising for baseball, LSU Max, all that. They have to come together to make sure the resources are there for baseball. But I think the other part of this also is on Jay Johnson. Because LSU did have a multi-seven-figure nut for this roster. And the reality is they missed. They missed on Zach York. They missed on Seth Dardar. They missed on Simpson. They missed on Trent Caraway. I mean, York, Caraway, Dardar, that's supposed to be 3 starters in your infield. You missed on those guys. So either your evaluation needs to be better, or you need to not take risks on guys that you're not confident can play at this level. You know, last year, the biggest for 25, Gavin Keelan was the big fish in the pond. LSU wanted Gavin Keelan. They didn't get him. He went to Tennessee. Tennessee paid more. Who did LSU get? Daniel Dickinson. That worked out. He became your starting second baseman. He was a stud for you in the national championship team. Even played with a broken hamate bone. You hit. This year, you missed. So, hit on your talent or minimize risk by pooling your money for a smaller number of top-tier elite level impact guys. Look, there's 10, 12, 15 truly massively impact guys in the portal every year. Go get one on the mound, one on the field, change your team. Skeens, Tommy White. And invest in retaining your roster. I mentioned it before, but wouldn't you like to have Costello at first and Mikey Ryan at second this year? No, you have those guys for 3 more years or for 3 years at a lesser price tag than what you had to pay York and Dardar. And yeah, this is hindsight 2020 because those guys haven't worked out. I'm not trying to bag on those two. I'm just illustrating. I have to give you examples to illustrate it. And look, you got more than halfway to go still in SEC play. Maybe those guys turn it on and are awesome the second half of conference play. I hope so. That'd be great. What a great turnaround story that would be if they get comfortable and hit their stride. But if we're having this conversation, we have to be honest on both sides of it. Making sure you maximize the resources you have are another way to make sure that you continue having success. All right, we're late for a break. We'll knock it out. Come back. We'll talk Ole Miss with Chase Parham next.
AFR.
We're brought to you by the Watermark and the Renaissance. Watermark Downtown, Renaissance Southtown. Watermark Downtown, Renaissance right there on Bluebonnet. Tell you all the time, Renaissance, of course, is where the LSU football Tigers stay the night before home games. If that place can host the LSU football program the night before home games, my goodness, they can host your event. Make sure you call my friend Allison Crump over at Renaissance Baton Rouge. She's the event coordinator for both Renaissance and Watermark. So if you want to have an event at either property, call over to either Renaissance or Watermark. Ask for Allison Crump. She'll get you squared away. I love what she says. We're in the business of saying yes. So they'll manipulate their space however they need to fit your event. If it's a wedding reception, an awards banquet, maybe it's a fundraiser, gala type event, maybe it's a boardroom for a dozen people. They can help you out at Renaissance Baton Rouge. Right there on Bluebonnet. Remember Tallulah, great dining experience right there in Renaissance Baton Rouge. Well, great place for the terrace, indoor, outdoor flow. Check it out right there on Bluebonnet. It's Renaissance Baton Rouge.
At Raising Cane's, we hand batter every chicken finger, mix every cane sauce, butter every Texas toast, stir every slaw, and salt every fry. Because when you do it right, you can taste it in every bite. Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Men, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed sense of vitality.
Who bears the standard? Who sets the bar? It's not those satisfied by low-hanging fruit or by taking it easy. Now the standard is set by the best of us, by those who work hard. Dig deeper. Give more. At Sunshine, we're proud to provide John Deere products that work hard for you, the standard bearers. Find the dealer nearest you at sunequip.com.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
I'm Gabrielle McLeod on behalf of the Louisiana Propane Dealers. I have spent hundreds of hours preparing for scholarship competitions. That preparation paid off when I won the Fitness and Talent Awards along with the title of Miss Louisiana. The Louisiana Propane Dealers are also pretty talented and want you to be prepared for when the power goes out. Visit LouisianaPropane.com to find out about propane generators and other safety tips. Louisiana Propane, it truly is the fuel for our future.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at DecisionCriticalBR.com.
Chase Parham, Rebels 24/7, good enough to join us for a couple of minutes here, preview the series from the Ole Miss side of things. Yo, dude, how are you?
Good, Matt. How are you?
I'm really well. Is LSU walking, or LSU fans team walking into a hornet's nest in Oxford, or has things settled down a bit?
Ole Miss feels much better all of a sudden after Saturday's series finale in Gainesville. The Rebels were down 2-0 and had not had a runner to second base yet in the game of the rubber match. They scored 5 runs. They end up taking the game 5-2, gets them to 5-7 through 12 league games. And Matt, this is a volatile team. This is the team that if you told me they get to the postseason, I do think they're going to make the postseason. But if they go 0-2 in a regional, I'm not shocked. And if they go to Omaha, I'm not shocked. They are living off of a couple really good starting pitchers. They got Hunter Elliott, who just knows how to get outs in this league. He started the national championship game in 2022, and a legitimate top 10 arm in Cade Townsend with a pretty good bullpen. But dude, the offense is rough. It was supposed to be boom or bust, and it has not been a lot of boom so far in league play.
I'll get to the offense in a second. Let's stick to the pitching because, I mean, you're right, Chase. Look, Ole Miss won a national championship riding 2 arms all the way to and through Omaha when they were the last team in the field. So I agree with you. Like, it can be done with the right arms at the front of the rotation. Just walk me through how that rotation has sort of managed throughout the first 4 weeks of conference play.
So Hunter Elliott has been good, not great. He never gets knocked out of games early where he gives up 8 runs. He's been around this world a long time, but he doesn't have the pure stuff that you typically see at the front of rotation. So he gets into pitch count problems, takes him a little while to work through batters from time to time, and he stresses the bullpen more than you definitely would have seen 10 years ago with an ace. Now things have changed. It's a much smaller, sample size on how long starters stay in, even in front of the rotation. But Elliott's going to keep you in games. And then Cade Townsend survived a scare a few weeks ago. He had a shoulder flare-up at Texas. It really looked bad. I was out there in Austin, and we thought, oh, no, this is a problem. But instead, he was excellent in his first really kind of start back after that last week against Florida. 1 run, 6 innings. He was, I think, mocked 8th in Keith Law's athletic first-round draft for the summer. And then the third spot's been a little weird because I was hearing you talk right before break about LSU missing on some guys out of the portal, and Ole Miss is dealing with the same thing. 1 offensive, 1 defense, 1 on the mound. 2 of their top 3 paid guys on this roster just simply haven't panned out, and one of those is Will Libbard, who was supposed to be the Sunday starter, supposed to be a transfer from Missouri that really gave you a front-line action, and instead he's been taken out of the rotation. He's in the bullpen. I think he can do that with 2 pitches. He has a role, but it's not as a number 3 starter, but they're really living off a guy named Taylor Rabe. Big development guy. He's throwing 98, 99 miles an hour when he came into Ole Miss as a strike thrower. Joel Mangrum has changed the projection of this program. He was brought in from the Cleveland Indians as the pitching coach 2 years ago, or before last year, I guess I should say, and he has really developed niches. He has put a different structure on this entire staff. Mike Bianco has gotten out of the way, and they have enough arm depth for me to make that comment to you, where I do think if you get any offense, they could be a dangerous team in the postseason.
Okay. Chase Parham's with us. Rebels 24/7 at Chase Parham. If you want to give him a follow on Twitter, really good follow. Let's talk about the offense. So they're hitting, 250, 252 as a team, something like that. But I also see big home run numbers, and I see power there. So what are they offensively?
They are a team that is really dangerous when they hit the ball out of the ballpark. but they struggle mightily when they do not hit the ball out of the ballpark. Matt, you're right about the overall numbers, and look, the schedule's been difficult. At Florida, at Texas, Mississippi State at home. That's a really tough 3 out of 4 series so far in league play. But they are hitting .212 in league play. They are in the bottom 3 of the league in home runs, and total bases and batting average, while leading the league in strikeouts, as in the most on offense as far as in league play. This is a team that, look, Judd Utermark can hit the ball at the ballpark. They've got a ton of value out of Tristan Becerra, a Clemson transfer, but they just are really struggling 1 through 9. You had 3 or 4 spots that were supposed to give you the move the baseball action, because, look, in college baseball, you can't be as 3 outcome as in the pros because the defense is just not as good. They're going to make errors if you give them a chance to boot it around. There's ways to manufacture runs, and Ole Miss hasn't done that. One game against Mississippi State 2 weeks ago, they were 0 for 16 with runners on base. They got beat 2-0 in the middle game against Florida. They don't manufacture anything. This is up to 3 or 4 players to simply hit the ball out of the ballpark. When they do that, they're pretty good, but if not, it's been a struggle. Again, Daniel Pasella, not picking on him, but he's transferred to Illinois State. He is making the 2nd or 3rd most money on this roster, and he is currently hitting 143 with an OPS under 750. It's just not panned out for what you expected. He had 48 career home runs at Illinois State, and he has not translated. Dom Decker, the Murray State second base transfer, he is hitting under 250, I believe, at this point. Still walking a lot, but it's just a valuation mistake. There's valuation and evaluation, and Ole Miss has struggled with both of those from a portal target standpoint. Dom Decker, look, there were signs. His BABIP was over 400 last year. When you're not a home run hitter and that's the case, there's probably some regression, Matt, and I think they're just seeing some of those instances where these players that were at mid-majors that had these huge numbers, it's not panning out in league play right now.
Sounds familiar. LSU's dealing with a lot of that right now, too. Chase Parham's with us. So, Chase, I could also look at the offense at Ole Miss and I say, okay, well, you went to Texas and lost a series in Austin. No crime there.
Nope.
Won a series against Kentucky, and LSU ran into their ace, and that was a problem. That was a home series. Gets swept by Mississippi State, who, by the way, Baseball America is projecting their 3 starters all to be first-round picks in the 27 draft. So no crime in losing to that really good team as well. And then you go on the road to Gainesville, and you win a series against the Gators. So how much of the struggles is misevaluation, just not as good? How much of it is you played 12 games against really good SEC teams?
I think the second, the latter, is definitely a part of this. Look, there are pieces, and that's why I have some hope for this team as it goes on. Again, Will Furnace has played a lot of baseball. Eddie's kid has a 300 batting average, basically. He can get on base. He can do a lot of things in the middle of the order. Utermark is only a few home runs away from Ole Miss's career record that has been standing for almost 40 years at this point. And again, ton of value out of Becerra. He's under 6 figures. He's only making 5 figures from this team. They didn't expect a ton. He's hitting .331. He has 40 RBI, something like that. Hayden Federico has been much better the last few weeks. And what they're doing is they're just finding 1 or 2 guys every game that has a pretty good game when they win, and they hit the ball in the gap, they hit the ball out of the ballpark, and they walk a lot. I will give them that. They take a lot of pitches. They will stress some pitchers from the walk category, and it gives them a lot of opportunities. It's just also created a lot of frustration because they do nothing with runners in scoring position. So if they can get just 3 or 4 innings where they get 1 hit, 1 walk, something to kind of get going, yeah, they can take series, and that happens partly because of the margin for error. Their pitching staff has allowed them to take 9 at-bats throughout the game and see if you can put something together, and if you do, you might be in business. But the entire trajectory has changed so much off of that win against Florida that I mentioned, and then the opener against Texas, because they were down in the 9th inning, got a grand slam to tie it in the 9th, and then won it in the 10th. So they have done a lot of late game work, and they're a tough baseball team. I'll give them that. They don't quit. They don't give up. They still stay very much committed to their plan in the 8th and 9th innings. And this is a big series for them. When you just look at the math, going into the year, Ole Miss had, at least on paper, the toughest league schedule in conference history. They've got to get the wins where they can. You see an LSU team that looks very wounded in some ways right now. Ole Miss needs these 2 before they head to Knoxville next weekend.
Yeah, Ole Miss comes out of this weekend 3 games under 500. the math struggles to math without doing something extraordinary.
Their RPI is 10, though, Matt. I
Yeah.
think there is a world just planting the seed where Ole Miss could be the first ever 12-18 team to get a regional bid, and I think they're potentially a host team at 15-15 just simply because of the analytics.
Okay. We've talked about Tennessee a bunch from a year ago. Tennessee was 16-14, and they lost their last 5 series in conference a year ago and hosted as the number 14 seed. So there are ways that it can happen, and who knows what goes on in those rooms behind closed doors when they put the field together. But if there's a blueprint for Bianco's squad this weekend to win the series against LSU, how do you think it looks? What's the best case?
They pitch the crap out of it. They get at least 5 innings out of Rabe, Elliott, and Townsend. They're able to ride 1 or 2 bullpen arms that can go 2-3 innings and really have some defined roles to shorten the game through the bullpen. And then it's that LSU gives them a few opportunities. They hit a couple batters, they walk a couple guys, and then Udemark or Becerra, they run some balls out of the ballpark. And if they do that, Ole Miss, I do expect to win this series. Tigers
are pretty good at hitting and walking batters. That's been certainly an Achilles heel this year. We'll see if they can clean it up, throw it over the plate this weekend. He's Chase Parham, Rebels 247. Give him a follow at Chase Parham. We appreciate it, man. Thanks as always.
Thanks, Matt.
All right, be well. Brought to you by Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry, lmfj.com. lmfj.com, Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. We're in that time of year, y'all. Spring is here. Beautiful when people love to pop the question, get engaged when the weather's nice. Thinking of buying that engagement ring? Lee Michaels is where you need to go. They've helped Louisianians get engaged for 4 decades. Why? Selection, value, customer service. What I always talk about, the Lee Michaels experience. You want a beautiful, sparkling diamond that you'll notice from across the room? Well, you go to Lee Michaels. You want great value in the Lee Michaels experience? Well, you go to Lee Michaels. 9 locations, 2 of them in Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Lafayette, Shreveport, all over. Check them out at lmfj.com for Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. lmfj.com. All right, y'all. It's after further review. We are glad to have you hanging out with us here. Muse will do Tigers in the Pros when we come back to wrap up hour number 2. We will have Beth Torina in 45 minutes from right now. Big weekend out at Tiger Park with the Go Teal walk for ovarian cancer awareness and research. Love being a part of that for years, as we have been. So we'll talk to Beth coming up in about 45 minutes from right now. Quick break, and Muse will have Tigers in the Pros next. Stay here.
AFR.
Get Gordon, get it done. Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. We had Trent Mahoney in studio with us in hour 1. He's fighting on the Titan Combat Championship card this weekend at L'Auberge, which is sponsored by Relief Windows and Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. Gordon loves to give back to the community. It's one thing that I've come to know very much about Gordon in the time that I've gotten to know him. You see him on billboards, you hear him on radio, you see him on TV and all the stuff. But he's someone who loves this community and loves to give back and sees that as a philanthropic responsibility. That's why around high school graduation every year, he sponsors the Gordon's Grads program, where he gives graduating high school seniors the opportunity to win a laptop or a MacBook before they go off to a 2 or 4 year college or a trade school. So if that's you or someone in your family, make sure they know about it and then go register and apply right now at gordonsgrads.com. gordonsgrads.com.
Championships are won with preparation, and so are great roofs.
The Tigers don't cut corners on the floor. Parrish Construction and Roofing won't cut corners on your home either.
Do business with someone you know. Parrish Construction and Roofing.
ParrishBuilt.com. At Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer, we know hard work starts with the right equipment. Right now, take advantage of the powerful 3025E tractor with loader for just $297 a month, with 0% financing for 72 months. Whether you're tackling land, property, or projects, this is the tractor built to get it done. Don't wait. This offer ends April 30th, 2026. Visit sunequip.com or stop by a Sunshine location today.
Hi, this is Beth Torina. Welcome to my pool. The First time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here. We eat out here. We watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized. It'll be time efficient, and you will have your pool in no time.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even J.B. could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American provides to Southeast Louisiana. We continue to thrive because of the legacy of J.B. Falgu.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
These ice cubes could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they cradle and cool the crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Nicely done, ice cubes.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at decisioncriticalbr.com.
All right, wrapping up hour number 2. As always, we thank Blasia and the great team over at Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Blasia's been a great part of our family for tons of years. I've told you when she was a CV nurse. She was a CV nurse when we brought Drew home from the hospital. She cared for Drew many, many days. And I could not possibly give a higher recommendation. And so if Blasia says she handpicks every nurse on her staff, you know you're getting the absolute best in-home, carrying out your doctor's orders. It's not just healthcare, it's healthcare for your lifestyle. There's so many packages available if you want to buy packages for so many hours of nursing care per week or over the course of a month. They will customize a package to fit your needs. So give them a shout with that discovery call, decisioncriticalbr.com, decisioncriticalbr.com. And don't be influenced by the BR. They're all over the state of Louisiana, now a Dallas office as well. So they started really locally in Baton Rouge around COVID. Administering COVID tests, helping administer COVID tests. But it has become so much more, obviously, in the last 6 years. I'm fired up for their growth. DecisionCriticalBR.com. All right, Muso, Tigers in the pros.
Tigers in the pros. They still bleed purple and gold. They're just really rich now.
On this Thursday, we start out at Augusta National. Your 18-hole leaders for the Masters. Defending champ Rory McIlroy and LSU's Sam Burns.
Let's go.
Cards in opening round 67. 3 under on the second 9, including 2 under through Amen Corner. You play Amen Corner under par. That's a recipe to stay at the top of the leaderboard. Plenty of work for Sam left to go, but 1 bogey on the day and an opening round 67 gives him a share of the Masters lead after 18 holes with your defending champion, Rory McIlroy.
Just shut it down right now.
Get it done. Get it done, Sammy.
Just shut it down right now.
But then it's a tie. They're tied. Got to go to the playoff.
We can tie it.
You can't tie. You got to go to the playoff.
Go to the playoff.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got to have a winner. Alex Lang. Really good outing for Langer. Now the Kansas City Royals. 2 1/3 of relief. Just the 1 run. Didn't walk anybody. Punched out 2. Of course, the Royals stink.
Good to see Langer back
up. Lost. Good to see, man. Tough. The injury hurt him a little bit, and just couldn't really find his stride up there in Detroit. Change of scenery. Love that. Love that for Langer. Josh Smith. There you go. Needed a good day. Needed a good day. Got it. 2 for 3. Scored a run as well. He's up to 143 now. Hopefully that just keeps on climbing there for Josh Smith. And lastly, Naz Reid.
Should have stayed.
Yeah, he got a start last night. Went 15-5. Also blocked 2 shots and stole the ball 3 times. Tigers and pros.
He got a start.
He got a start.
¿Por qué?
Oh, I'm not sure. I guess a rest day for somebody. I didn't say why he was just starting.
Brought to you by the Williamson Eye Center. You know why you call the Williamson Eye Center? To see 2020. You want to see 2020? Call 924-2020. Maybe you need that eye exam because you haven't had your annual eye exam or you can't remember the last time. Williamson Eye Center. Maybe you wear contacts or glasses. Time to update that prescription. Williamson Eye Center. Locations all over Greater Baton Rouge. Or maybe you want to get rid of the contacts and glasses forever. Williamson Eye Center. Dr. Blake Williamson, just the best. LASIK, PRK, Evo ICL, that's the implantable contact lens, an alternative to LASIK. So if you're not a candidate for LASIK, maybe you're a candidate for Evo ICL. Give them a shout, the Williamson Eye Center. Change your life. WilliamsonEye.com, WilliamsonEye.com. All right, y'all, it's after further review. Anthony Davis is pissing off Pelican fans again. I want to get some more reaction to the Verge Ausberry commentary.
AFR.
You know, you work so hard. You deserve a chance to unwind and relax. Play a little bit. First South Farm Credit can make that happen. You want that recreational land? Maybe that hunting property in Texas or that camp in Mississippi, whatever it may be. Or maybe so many of their clients are folks that work in the city but want to live in the rural lifestyle. Maybe you work in Baton Rouge but you want to live in St. Francisville. Or you work in New Orleans but you want to live on the North Shore, Tangipahoa Parish. You know, they got a meat branch. Get that 100 acres, build your dream home, and then commute. So many people are choosing that rural lifestyle. Listen, maybe it's recreational timber property as an investment. Talk to your CPA. See if there's tax benefits to owning property. First South Farm Credit, your first call. FirstSouthLand.com.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding. Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy bathroom retreat. Our skilled team brings 3D modeling to life to ensure your vision becomes a reality. We believe luxury should be accessible and offer tailored solutions to fit your budget without compromising quality. So contact us today for a free estimate. Lacoste & Young Remodeling, providing perfect solutions for your dream home.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
The experts at Hood Dental Care want you smiling bigger and healthier than ever. New patients can get a healthy gums cleaning for just $89, plus a free exam and full mouth x-rays. A $376 value. With over 3,000 five-star Google reviews, 5 local locations, and easy online scheduling with same-day care. Hood Dental makes it simple to get started. And we always have other great giveaways for new patients. Check out hooddentalcare.com and schedule your appointment today.
After a decade of working in private duty nursing, I know how hard it can be to find compassionate care for the ones that you love the most. So I started Decision Critical, a premier concierge nursing agency, so we can take care of you wherever you are. Our highly skilled nurses provide exceptional care from the comfort of your own home with personalized packages for short-term, long-term, or even around-the-clock care. Visit us at decisioncriticalbr.com and give us a call today to get started.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. And when you're cooking with clean, affordable propane, you're cooking with gas. In the wintertime, nothing heats a home like Louisiana propane. And when you need hot water, propane's got you covered. Oh, and you won't regret that propane generator when the power goes out. I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and to find more information and to find a propane dealer near you, visit louisianapropane.com.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Ahead of tonight's game against the Rockets, 76ers center Joel Embiid diagnosed with appendicitis and is undergoing emergency surgery. Not yet known when he might return to the court. Phillies fighting to avoid the NBA's Eastern Conference play-in tournament. After missing the last game due to foot injury management, LeBron James back with the Lakers lineup at the Warriors tonight, 9:30 Eastern, ESPN Radio. With the injured Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves still out, James will continue to carry an increased workload. ESPN NBA reporter Dave McMenamin.
LeBron James will be asked to be a screener in the half court, play off the ball, and continue if the Lakers get steals and deflections and long defensive rebounds, go out and try to score in transition. He certainly recognizes the moment the Lakers are in. They're a game and a half back of the Denver Nuggets for the number 3 seed.
Live coverage of the Masters rolls on ESPN and ESPN Plus. Defending champ Rory McIlroy and Sam Burns, the co-leaders at 5 under. Scotty Scheffler, Gary Woodland, 2 back. Baseball, Jeffrey Springs, 2 relievers combined on a 1-hitter. A's blank the Yankees 1-0.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. Progressive can help you protect your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, ATV, and RV, and more. And if something wasn't mentioned that you had in mind, find out if it can be covered at Progressive.com or 1-800-PROGRESSIVE, because it probably can be.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
Let's rock!
Hour 3 off weekend. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. I'm Matt.
Love you, Matt.
Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
Yusu. And Mr. Toby Tomplay. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. 5 o'clock quitting time. Glad you're driving home with us. Beth, Torina in 30 minutes from right now. Looking forward to that conversation. The Go Teal Walk this weekend out at Tiger Park. Great event, raising awareness for ovarian cancer research and certainly encouraging and imploring the women in our lives to get screened for ovarian cancer if you've ever been touched by any type of cancer, but certainly for ovarian cancer. What an awesome weekend. So glad to have Beth with us here in 30 minutes from right now. We did talk yesterday with Verge Ausberry here on AFR, and Hunt Palmer had a follow-up piece over at LouisianaSports.net. If you've not gone and read it, I would encourage it. So much of the conversation was about a very pointed and direct conversation about funding baseball, and really that 5% outside of football, which is at 75, men's basketball at 15, women's basketball at 5%, and then all the other sports split 5%. Well, you don't have to be great at math, and I'm not, to understand that if you're getting baseball closer to women's basketball, which Verge said yesterday on the show, to that 5%, well, what does that mean? Where's that money coming from? It means you're pulling from somewhere else. And I don't know this definitively, and Verge didn't disclose this, and I don't know that he would, because I know administrators don't and coaches don't want this information public. It's one of the reasons why there's that FOIA lawsuit going on right now, because you don't want to be at a competitive disadvantage by showing your hand. It's like a card game. I mean, or a negotiation. I mean, you want to keep your cards close to the vest. If someone else knows what hand you're holding, it gives them leverage in the conversation. If another school knows what LSU has to spend or what they're spending, they can use that to recruit against or outbid or whatever the case may be. So, as in some instances, you really don't know if an agent who maybe is trying to negotiate a deal is being truthful with what other info is out there, which is why they don't necessarily want that out there. But if you're going to just do the math, they're probably pulling money from football. And I know you're going to gasp at that, but what this year just showed us, I'm not saying all of it, but some of it. And remember two things. First of all, Verge said they're only funding 7 sports with rev share. And this year, rev share was going up by $1 million. So you can use that gap. You can fill that gap with the increased rev share number this year. So some schools or some programs, I should say, while they're not going to get rev share number to pay their players, remember the part of the House settlement was the opportunity to increase scholarships. So baseball is a great example of that. For years, baseball was hamstrung by 11.7 scholarships. It was an absurdity beyond measure. Well, now, with that 11.7 no longer in place, you can fund your roster with full scholarships, your entire roster, which LSU is going to do for baseball. But that is a gigantic added expense now. If you're going from 11.7 to 30 or 34, now you have to pay for those scholarships. That I say it all the time. That's not a deferred payment. The athletic department has to pay the university for those scholarships, for that tuition. So of the rev share number, the 20.5 that we often talk about, which is going up $1 million this year, schools can spend up to $2.5 million on scholarships. So when we talk about the 75, 15, 5, 5, that's not of 20.5. It's of 18. Because LSU's taking 2.5 and putting it towards scholarships. So now 18 is what's funding the 75, 15, 5, 5. Well, now what we just saw with football is when they need something, they're going to get it. Clearly, it was always going to be the case. So if Jay Johnson was at 600, which is, I think, a pretty safe guesstimate about around there where baseball was this year in rev share. And because if you're going up, I mean, it had to be, if Mulkey in women's basketball is at $1 million and they're going up to fill the gap, clearly it was less than $1 million, right? Math. So where do you get an extra $400K-ish? I'm ballparking it here. Well, if rev share is going up $1 million, you can take $400 from the increased rev share number. Boom, you fill that gap. So, I think maybe the thing, though, that Verge said, this is 3 Muse if we could, that was the most important and the most impactful, if it comes to pass this way, was this.
Matt, my job is the coach, going to let me know what he or she needs to be successful and the price. And like as I said, there's not going to be a player out there that a coach tells me, well, we couldn't get him because we couldn't afford him or her.
Now, I know that's happened. Now, some of that is how you choose to spend the funds you have. The best example of this is what Lane Kiffin said. I don't know if Kiffin said it earlier this week when he was talking about receivers. And I don't know if you can grab this really quickly, but to paraphrase, he actually said the last 2 weeks where they don't want to be top heavy. Do you take your budget or your what phrase did he use? Let's say your budget, your cap, I think is what he said, for what you want to spend on this position group. Do you spend it all on 2 guys? Like I give you the example of Cam Coleman at Auburn. Cam Coleman at Auburn, I was told his number was 3.5. He's at Texas now. LSU didn't want to spend 3.5 on one player. You're a turned ankle away from that no longer being a valuable investment. Instead, they said, let's go sign 10 receivers and hope 4 to 6 of them pan out. Okay. So I get that. But I also gave you the example like a year ago of Gavin Keelan. And there's been players like Maui Ahuna and Zach Root last year from East Carolina. Went and pitched at Arkansas. LSU wanted him. He came here on a visit. He picked Arkansas. Why did he pick Arkansas? He got more money. Braden Montgomery, kid from Mississippi who was likely headed back to Mississippi State because he had some high school teammates who play Mississippi State. He ended up at Texas A&M. Why? Money. Why is Ace Reese still at Mississippi State? Money. So I hear Verge say we're not going to miss on a player because of money. But there's examples of LSU missing on players because of money. And some of that is how you choose as a program to allocate your funds. And some of it is you have to make that decision how you're going to allocate your funds because you don't have unlimited resources. You have finite resources for each team. So again, the conversation that we had with Verge, I thought was awesome. And I appreciate his time, his candor. It was revealing. Now you have to back it up with actions. And he said they're going up in rev share, which is great. That's a great start. We're going to get that answer definitively come June when that portal's open. And if LSU is able to do in the portal what, we all hope they're able to do. If you want to react, you can. Email us, tweet us, text us, 225-396-4400, 396-4400, 396-4400. We've got Beth Torina coming up in about 15 minutes. A lot of ground I still want to cover. We talked about DJ Pickett a little bit ago last hour. But TJ Daugherty and Jace Brown, a couple of transfers, one on each side of the ball, also met with reporters today. Some enlightening comments from each of them that I want to get to. We'll do that as we continue. Stay with us here on AFR.
After further review.
Have you called River City's 1 hour air yet? Telling you. Got to do it. 752-0001, 752-0001, 752-0001. If you can't remember the last time you had your AC clean, tuned up, checked, it's past due because you should do it every year. That's one of the reasons why I so strongly encourage you to do what me and Erica did, which is join their membership club. When you're part of their membership club, the membership fee would get you front of the line service. When you need any work done, you get membership pricing, and the real value is the complimentary maintenance, the seasonal, the preseason AC tune-up, and the heater safety check. Those are complimentary when you're part of the membership club. And they call you, so you never have to remember to call them. But you got to do this. Prevent little issues from becoming big issues. Save yourself money. River City's 1 hour air. 752-0001.
At Parrish, we take pride in building roofs that last because championships are built on commitment, not just on the floor of the court, but your home too.
Parrish Construction and Roofing. ParrishBuilt.com.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Sometimes you ignore the signs, even when they're right in front of you. Problem gambling isn't always easy to spot. Know the signs, set your limit. Learn more about healthy gambling habits by visiting us online or text or call for free, confidential help now.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. Propane water heaters are very cost efficient. And the savings are even greater with a tankless propane water heater. We all know that Louisiana propane is a safe and environmentally friendly fuel. So why not go green while you save some green? I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and for more information, visit louisianapropane.com.
Further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at decisioncriticalvr.com.
Beth Torina will be here in 15 minutes from right now. Look forward to that conversation. By the way, if you missed Kendall Rogers, Hour 1, previewing the weekend ahead in the SEC, Chase Parham. Last hour, giving us an up-close look at the Ole Miss baseball team. You can catch any of that on demand, AFR On Demand, presented by Breck Golf. Book your tee time at golf.breck.org, golf.breck.org. LSU had a visitor at practice today. Not sure if you saw this, but it's a photo that Lane Kiffin posted of he and Charlie Weiss at the indoor facility at LSU with a guy in workout gear. If you're not familiar, that guy there between the two is Harrison Trey Wallace. If you're not familiar, Trey Wallace just finished his career at Ole Miss, where he was a receiver, and is going off to the NFL draft. So, for context, that's a Ole Miss football player visiting his coaches now in Baton Rouge at LSU, taking a picture at the LSU indoor. And Lane Kiffin in the tweet said, "Great to have you down here working out." So apparently he's working out in Baton Rouge too. Boy, that really puts a dent in the Ole Miss players hate Lane Kiffin narrative. Right, Trinidad Chambliss? Right?
I would say, just, the personalities are a little different than, our old coach and, Coach Golding. I'd say he's more of like a team guy. And, we really value, his leadership, whatever he says. He's kind of show you fast as I could tell, or he's show you fast as I could tell you. He leads by his actions, and, we really appreciate that.
Leads by actions. Values leadership. By the way, it's the same Trinidad Chambliss who the week of the playoff game against Tulane, when asked if he would go in the portal, would say he was leaving all his options open. He was going to do what was best for him, right, because he was following Lane Kiffin. And then they beat Georgia, and he wasn't going in the portal after they beat Georgia. Oh, by the way, lead by example, all that stuff. TJ Daugherty played for Ole Miss, Lane Kiffin at Ole Miss, and he came to Baton Rouge. And he was asked today why he followed Lane Kiffin to LSU.
Talking to my family and a lot of prayer, I honestly felt like this was the best decision for me for a lot of different reasons. The major one, for sure, the scheme on defense, being able to just fly around, have fun, and then also, like you talked about, with just the journey to Ole Miss from Clemson, Kiffin giving me that opportunity. And once he got here and everything shook out, him reaching out, I felt like, why not go play for the coach who gave me my opportunity when a lot of other coaches didn't at that time.
Oh. Well, that's an interesting change of the narrative. Daugherty was also asked what it is that he likes about Lane Kiffin.
He's genuine. One genuine person is going to tell you the truth, but also I respect the way he goes about his business and how he handles himself inside the facility. And then, like, everybody has fun outside of football and outside of it, but when we're in the facility, it's time to work, and you're locked in on the main goal, and you can tell he does a great job at that.
Oh, he's genuine. Genuine. I don't know that there's many people on the Ole Miss side that would describe Lane Kiffin as genuine. But they probably know better than a guy that's played for him at two different places now, right? Hey, TJ, is there a misconception about Lane Kiffin, the person?
1,000%. And that also goes into my decision. Like, if you just listen from the outside noise at the time during the playoffs when he leaves, everybody, I even thought I was going to stay, but, like, having real conversations with him once I was able to, and my parents talking to him, like, it was all genuine. And even the time when I left Clemson and got there, like, him just taking a chance on me once he saw the type of person I was and who I was, like, he was able to see what another genuine person looks like, and it takes one to know one.
Ah. Genuine person takes one to know one. Listen, I'm not going to sit here and suggest that Lane Kiffin is a choir boy, that he has done no wrong, that he is infallible. I would say again with this context, the thing I said when LSU hired Lane Kiffin. And I don't know a better way to describe this than a way that you and I can understand it, having never played football. But all of us went to school somewhere, elementary school, high school, college, whatever. And you had a favorite teacher. Think about who that is. Get a picture in your mind. She, he, whoever, whatever grade. Elementary, middle, high school, you had a favorite teacher. Who was it? Who was your favorite teacher? I guarantee you that teacher who taught, let's say, 150 students a year over a 30, 40-year career, whatever, thousands and thousands of students, your favorite teacher, I could go poll 1,000 students that had that teacher, and I can find someone who said that teacher was awful. Your favorite teacher, someone thought they were awful. You can say the same thing about coaches because you're dealing in macro numbers. You got 105 guys or 85 scholarship football players. 105, whatever it is when you deal, or whatever the number is now, 120, I don't even know whatever. Every year. And you keep turning that number over, and over the course of a career, you coach thousands of people. And there's going to be players that love that coach, and there's going to be players that hate that coach. And so if you want to spin a narrative, you can find someone to say bad things. But similarly, if you really want to tell the story, you can find people like TJ Daugherty who will tell you the other side of that story. And Trey Wallace, who just saw his coach leave before their playoff run. And that same coach that left before the playoff run, now Trey Wallace is at his new place taking pictures with him working out at the indoor. You going to tell me that's someone who's super pissed about the way Lane Kiffin left and thinks he's a low-down, dirty, rotten scoundrel? I mean, you got Deuce McAllister taking pictures on Lane's balcony. Hashtag just different. It didn't sit well. Why? Because it doesn't fit the narrative. I'm not sitting here telling you Lane Kiffin's perfect. I'm not telling you everybody loves him. I'm not telling you he's going to win championships at LSU. I'm not telling you he handled everything perfectly at Ole Miss. I'm not saying that. Clearly, there's people who feel differently. But if you're actually being honest with yourself, this guy's been in coaching for a long time at a lot of different places that has positively impacted a lot of different people. And if you want to tell that story, you can tell it. And TJ Daugherty clearly is helping tell it. Now, the other thing I thought was awesome from TJ Daugherty was when he talked about Blake Baker. And I think everyone here loves Blake Baker. This was TJ Daugherty's feelings on it.
Blake's awesome. Honestly, from the scheme to just how he coaches. Obviously, he coaches you hard, wants you to be better, and like the excitement when you make a play that he brings, it's awesome. And like just him having cleats on and really interacting with us at practice, been nothing but good.
This is so good, by the way. Paul, pull this up if you would. This is the video I took at practice today of Tamarcus Cooley's interception. Look at the bottom right if you're watching. There's Blake Baker. Right there at the pylon when Cooley makes the interception. He runs on the field, fist pumping, slapping him on the helmet. Like last year in fall camp, there was a play where There was a throwaway to the side. Quarterback threw the ball away, hit Baker in the chest. He dropped it. And so he just dropped down and repped out like 20 push-ups. Because, I guess that's the rule. You drop an interception or something, you got to get push-ups. Dudes love it. The vibes out there with this team are really good. Now, they haven't played a game. They haven't lost a game. And so things can change. But what I think is important, maybe to wrap all this together, is when you consider you added 42 players via the portal, you added 18 high school signees. We're talking about 60 new players on this team. 60. You never know how all that's going to mesh together. And it's all new. There are 8 practices into spring. Now, they've been doing workouts and all that stuff, and these guys have been here since January when the semester started. So they've all been here for 3 months now together. But 3 months is still a relatively short amount of time. But all this in this era has to get accelerated because it's not about a class coming together for 3 years to finally take the reins as upperclassmen to go perform. All of it's accelerated now with the portal and with NIL and the expectation that's immediate. And Lane Kiffin and Blake Baker and TJ Daugherty are all expected to be a big part of that this year. Interesting day there on the Ponderosa. Welcome to Baton Rouge, by the way, Trey Wallace. Enjoy your stay. You need food, Rex, let me know. Happy to point a few out. All right, it's after further review. You get a sip of Evermore. Tell you. Better stay hydrated. We get that 25 minutes out of practice in that sweltering 72-degree weather this morning. Got to stay hydrated. EVAMOR, Evermore.com, Evermore.com. Stay hydrated. Drink Evermore. Louisiana, support a great Louisiana business. Give your family a healthier alternative. Find the store nearest you that sells Evermore at Evermore.com. Hit the little menu. See the drop-down that says Find a Store. Type in your zip code. Boom. Bada bing, bada bang, bada boom. Right there. Tell you where you can find Evermore nearest you. Or you can buy it online at Evermore.com. You see the Buy Now tab at the top. Evermore.com. EVAMOR. Evermore.com. All right, y'all, it is after further review. Jimmy will be here in about 15 minutes for Otter Locks. We're not going to break. Come back, talk to LSU's winningest softball coach in history, Beth Torina. The ladies are hosting the Go Teal Ovarian Cancer Walk this weekend out at Tiger Park. We're excited to be able to help her promote that. Tell you all about it, talk a little bit about our squad when we come back next on AFR.
After further review.
GLO, glowresources.com, glowresources.com. They are complete employer solutions over at Glow Resources, an industry leader, among the best. Business report, top 100 local businesses in Baton Rouge last year. No doubt going to continue earning that honor year after year after year. And then how about this? Glow Resources was also recognized by the workforce and Louisiana's #1 workforce and staffing leader. Big hat tip to my buddy Jareth Knockan and the folks over at Glow Resources. If you need to hire, you need the right people, permanent solutions, not temp staffing. You need permanent solutions in your business. You need Glow Resources. Home base in Baton Rouge. They got office in New Orleans, but they serve businesses and companies all over the country and the world. So no matter where you're watching or listening, you need to hire, you need Glow Resources. GLO, glowresources.com. Complete employer solutions, glowresources.com.
The Cane's Box Combo, a symphony of flavors. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Jordan Faber here with some exciting news. Faber Automotive has officially arrived. We're proud to introduce your new hometown dealership, Faber Chevrolet GMC. That means more inventory, better deals, and the same great local team. Now backed by the trusted Faber family name. Whether you're shopping or servicing, you'll feel the difference from day one. Allow us the opportunity to earn your business.
Fabry Chevrolet GMC. Visit us in St. Francisville or online at fabrychevrolet.com.
If your office is experiencing performance issues like slow networks, jammed printers, or disappearing files, Advanced Office Systems may be right for you. With powerful IT solutions, print management, document imaging, and security systems, they help offices regain confidence naturally. Side effects may include uncontrollable efficiency, smoother workflows, and a sudden burst of office joy. Say goodbye to those emotional breakdowns in the supply closet and get back on track with Advanced Office Systems.
Men, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed sense of vitality.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Savor game day platters and snacks, plus drink specials at 1717 Kitchen and Cocktail. So come out for game day and let our team make you the MVP. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at decisioncriticalbr.com.
Big weekend out at Tiger Park. It's Go Teal weekend. 15 years of Go Teal. And the skipper of the Tigers good enough to join us for a couple of minutes. One of our faves, Beth Torina. Coach, how are you?
I'm great. I'm sitting still out here at beautiful Tiger Park. Man, what a great day at the ballpark.
75 degrees and sunny. I'm here for it, Coach. You can keep that 50-degree
Perfect.
weather. I'm telling you. I don't know what happened with that cold snap this weekend. Once we get past Easter, that should be done forever.
Yeah, well, we were in Missouri for it, so make it even colder when you're out there. So.
Miserable. By the way, I vote Missouri should be out of the conference. Do you agree?
Listen, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but I do have strong feelings one way or the other. So, and I only own one parka, if that tells you.
Let's go. Hey, look, I mean, you are the coach, however, that even when it's 115 degrees, you're still rocking sleeves out there at Tiger Park, right?
Yeah, Kentucky's a struggle for me, too. I'm not going to lie.
Beth.
The weather in Kentucky is not made for me. So.
Okay, so here we go. Kentucky can stay for basketball because they're good, but everything else, they need to go to a different conference. Missouri needs to get out altogether. Are we in agreement?
I'm not co-signing this. I'm not co-signing this with you, but I think you have, really great thoughts and ideas all the time.
Yes! I tell you what, that's why you're one of our faves. Hey, let's get the important stuff here first. Go Teal this weekend. For those that aren't familiar, although everybody should be familiar, let's talk about what it is and why.
Yeah, it's an awesome event where we're spreading awareness for ovarian cancer. It's close to my heart because my mom is a survivor. Close to my heart because I've met so many women now in the Baton Rouge community and across the country that have battled this disease. So we will be out here at Tiger Park on Saturday morning. You can walk right up and register if you haven't registered, or you can check us out at goteal.com, GEAUXteal.com. You can come out to the ballpark at 8:30, and we'll be starting the walk at 9:30. So come check us out. Spend a great day. We got some food and festivities after, of course, Louisiana style. Can't do it without food. And then 5 p.m., we'll be honoring Alex Wilcox, who is a softball player at Mississippi State that lost her battle to ovarian cancer. The whole SEC will be teal on Saturday. So we'll be wearing our teal on Saturday night at 5 p.m. against Arizona.
Love it. I got goosebumps thinking about it. I think everybody who's listening has been touched by cancer in some form, and all too many have been touched, like your family, by ovarian cancer. You're a good friend of ours, the Richmond family. Kelly Richmond lost her battle years ago with ovarian cancer. So we always love to spread awareness for the women in our lives to go get screened, to bring awareness. And the walk is a great, great time at Tiger Park. So 8:30 coming up on Saturday. People just walk up, Coach. Do you need them to register beforehand?
They can do it either way. They can check out the website, or they can walk up and see us first thing Saturday morning. And then I think, too, while we're talking about it, just in asking the women in your life to be their own advocate. You know, they call it the silent killer because there's not signs and symptoms that can be tested or any of those things. You have to just kind of know your body. It's things that women deal with every single day: cramping, bloating, back pain. When those persist too long, you got to tell your wives, aunts, friends, sisters, daughters to go be their own advocate and get checked out.
Amen. GoTeal.com. GeauxTeal.
The only way to spell go.
What's that?
The only way to spell go.
True, but you know what? That's just the radio guy in me for accuracy, right? Because if people are listening, not watching, they're not seeing the website, so I have to say. But yes, the only way to spell go, GeauX, GoTeal.com, GoTeal, T-E-A-L, GoTeal.com. Okay, give me a superstition.
Oh, boy.
What you got?
Superstition.
Give me a new one.
Man, you know, so the pitchers, so the teams have been getting the squishy things, right, from Five Below. Okay, this is a big thing. My daughters have me searching all the Five Below for the squishy things. So the pitchers now during BP have talked the bus driver into going to Five Below, okay, when they're not doing anything during BP, the early work, not right before the game, like, you know, days before the game, right?
Yep.
So they keep getting these crazy items, and we have to use them in the game. Like different pens. Like I had a chicken pen one day. I had a waffle pen one day. So, and they keep bringing them back for all the staff. So if you see us in there using crazy things, it's because the pitchers have been going to Five Below to get us more superstition items.
I remember one time you told me one of your daughters put a toy in your jacket pocket, and you had it, you won, so then you had to keep the toy with you like the rest of the season. Does that ring a bell?
Now, if I told you that it was still in my pocket, would you think I was just absolutely insane, or just like a little bit?
I expect it to be in your pocket. That's why I brought it up.
Still there.
Of course, yes, that's my point. Like this was the illustrative example I wanted to give to our audience so they would know how certifiably insane you are when it comes to superstitions. But I love it so much, actually. And maybe it's just a good way to connect with your daughters when you're at the ballpark.
It's really like you can't control a lot of things as a coach. Everyone thinks we can. Everyone thinks we dictate the whole thing. But guess what? All we can do is present the plan. Like they have to execute it. Yeah. So you need some things that you can control. I can control if I take my jacket on or off. I can control, unzipping my pocket or not. I can control these things. I can't always control if we swing at the rise ball or not.
That's very true. Beth Torina is our guest. One thing you can control is coaching third base, which you're not doing anymore. Do you get lonely in the dugout not being out there anymore?
Yeah, I know. Do you feel like no one talks to me? Sometimes I do too. They just kind of breeze by me.
I am curious about the decision though. I mean, I don't know. Like when you were at FIU, did you coach third base at FIU as well?
So fun fact, this was the first game I have this year had ever coached and been in the dugout on offense, even as an assistant.
Wow.
This was the first time I'd ever been in. And I love it. I really love it.
I kind of don't believe you. You don't. That doesn't sound believable.
No, I do. I really love it.
Why?
I just think I can have different conversations and being with the team in a different way. I can go to the bullpen if I need to. I can get ready for the next hitter. So there's just a lot of things I think I can contribute differently.
Okay.
And honestly, Sandra, who's coaching third, knows the other team and their outfield arms and all the things way better than me. She spends a lot of time on that and makes great decisions. She does our base running too, so she knows our players' speed and how to help them make decisions and all those things.
Coaching is an evolution. Love to see it. Even after over 600 wins. Congratulations, by the way. Incredible. Winning as coach at LSU. I actually love Nick's graphic that had 0 wins. So Beth's husband, Nick, has the same graphic, just took off a 6 and a 0, just 0 wins. So, but it's a team effort, right?
He should have double the wins for all the things he has to go through and just driving the girls from all over the place and, having them when I'm not here. He should have double.
No, man.
He really should.
He's a great dude. A couple more for you. I'm sure you get asked a bunch about the Oklahoma game earlier this year, snapping their 22-game winning streak. It's just one, but it felt like a big one. Can you give me some context on that, what that one meant?
We had the Friday night one too, We had some opportunities, and that's the crazy thing we sit around here thinking about. Like the margins are so thin, in this league right now. I mean, we're 3 plays from being 3 wins up. Like, it's that close, right? 3 one-run losses that if they go the other way, we're sitting in a very different spot. So the margins are just so thin. But I think our pitchers did such a good job executing a plan against Oklahoma. Thought, they were able to exploit some weaknesses. Like CC Solera is a great matchup for some different things. Like she's the anomaly on our staff, and she's a great matchup for some of these power offenses, and just was able to really, I think, put them kind of on their heels to start the series. And then Jaden Huebner is really good against anybody. So, she was able to go finish the job then on Saturday.
Beth Torina's with us here for a couple more minutes. You've also, I know you're in the now, but it's always about the future as well. And you've got, depending on what scouting service you look at, either the top or second ranked recruiting class for 2027 as well. We've had this conversation a bunch. Verge was here yesterday, and this whole NIL portal era, rev share, everything. What is the focus for you as you put together a class like this? I mean, I guess another way to ask it, Beth, is how much of the conversation is money? How much of it is playing, the traditional things, playing time, relationships, all that sort of stuff?
Yeah, I think it depends on the player, and I think they're all different, and I think we're really lucky to have some of the commitments that we have in the program moving forward. And I think it's the portal is necessary, and you need it to fill some gaps, and you have some really cool opportunities to bring some awesome women to your program. But I do think there's something to be said for having players that have been in your system over time. I look at Sierra Daniel just as having an incredible year for us at second base, like 3 years deep in the program, right? It's like she already knows what I'm going to say next. She can tell the person next to her before I even have to say it. There's just so much value in that, right? And then I think that on the other hand, like the portal is necessary too when you have a void or you need to fill something or you just get a great opportunity, and that's when I think you really have to dip into the NIL or what will, intrigue some of these players to come be a part of the program.
Is roster retention more difficult now for you?
Yeah, no question. No question it is. It's tough. There's some crazy things that have happened in the sport of softball in the last couple of years. I mean, paying a pitcher $1 million at Texas Tech.
Do you believe that, by the way? Do you believe that was the number?
Oh, it's true.
Okay.
100% true.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, I feel that's very true. I mean, there's been some big numbers thrown out there, and it's hard to tell these women that they don't deserve it because they're so talented. They're so talented. So if they can, they should. I also think there's a huge piece of it, though, that is like it's cool to also love something like an LSU and the community here in Baton Rouge and like be a part of something bigger than yourself. So it's really cool to have the people that value that too. Yeah.
Ranked matchup this weekend at Tiger Park. It's Arizona and LSU. Go Teal is Saturday. It's a great event that is now in year 15 with Beth Torina. So tell the women in your lives, get screened, and go Teal this weekend. Let's go through the deets one more time. 8 o'clock, am I right? 8 o'clock is registration?
You can register as early as 8 o'clock on Saturday morning. The opening ceremony is at 9:30. We'll walk and then have a great party afterwards, and then the game against Arizona is at 5 p.m. We'll honor some survivors and honor women that have battled ovarian cancer right here in our community before the game.
GoTeal.com. Of course, the only way to spell go. GeauxTeal. GoTeal.com. GoTeal.com. She is Beth Torina. We always appreciate the time. It's great to catch up. Thank you.
I appreciate you. You're the best. Thank you.
Talk soon. That's Beth Torina. It's After Further Review. We're glad you're with us. Great segue to remind you about Our Lady of the Lake, championship health partner of LSU Athletics. Of course, we talk about health and getting screened and so many different ways, and Our Lady of the Lake has been a great championship health partner of LSU Athletics, the athletes, the students, of course, our communities. If it is cancer, if it's stroke, if it's heart health, if it's pediatrics, the FMOL Health, Our Lady of the Lake, the FMOL Health system with Our Lady of the Lake has expanded healthcare across our state and the region to where they've brought world-class care here home. So if you need specialized care, you don't have to leave. You can get it here. And from everything like your general practitioner. I've told you so many times, my doctor is Dr. Curtis Chastain with Our Lady of the Lake Men's Health Group. So I trust the lake. Drew sees specialists at the Our Lady of the Lake Children's Hospital. And, of course, they're the championship health partner of LSU Athletics. OLOLRMC.com/LSU. Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, together we roar. All right, y'all, it is After Further Review, and glad to have you hanging out with us on this day. Been a busy show, and we're glad to have you aboard with us. Let me knock on a quick break. We'll come back. Jimmy will be here for Otter Locks, find out what we're betting on. We had all the Masters picks. See if maybe there's any adjustments to that as well now that they're well into round one there at Augusta. So we'll get Jimmy in for Otter Locks. To wrap up next here, a busy Thursday AFR presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing.
AFR.
Clegg's Nursery with 4 locations in the greater Baton Rouge area. We were just talking to Beth about the great weather. My goodness gracious. 75 and sunny. Got those cold snap temps and that rain behind us, and it is smooth sailing into spring. You know, we always tell you about the many different things that you can plant to add that pop of color to your lawn, garden, whatever it may be. Beautiful selection right now of Peggy Martin roses over at Clegg's. They just posted this up on their Facebook earlier today. I tell you all the time to go follow Clegg's on Facebook because whenever they get new selections or shipments, they post them there first. But I want to remind you also, they can help you get rid of pests as well. Talk all the time about the Aeon mosquito barrier. It's incredible. It's like $25, $30, something like that. It's a tube, fill it with water, got granules in there, shake it up, hang it on your property line. Done with mosquitoes 90 days at a time. They got them at Clegg's Nursery. So buy local, shop local, tell them Matt sent you to Clegg's Nursery.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
It's not easy to be a champion.
It's built from every swing, pitch, and game all season long. In the grind, the focus,
and in the recovery.
FMOL Health, Our Lady of the Lake experts provide best-in-class care for our state's world-class athletes. Because it takes a champion to care for champions.
I trust the lake to keep me at my best.
From championship athletes to everyday champions, trusted care starts here.
Championships are won with preparation, and so are great roofs.
Coach is tough on us about preparation, and Paris brings that same championship mindset.
Do business with someone you know. Parrish Construction and Roofing.
ParrishBuilt.com.
If your office is experiencing performance issues like slow networks, jammed printers, or disappearing files, Advanced Office Systems may be right for you. With powerful IT solutions, print management, document imaging, and security systems, they help offices regain confidence naturally. Side effects may include uncontrollable efficiency, smoother workflows, and a sudden burst of office joy. Say goodbye to those emotional breakdowns in the supply closet and get back on track with Advanced Office Systems.
Hi, this is Beth Torina. Welcome to my pool. The first time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here, we eat out here, we watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool.
Man, if you're stuck in traffic trying to leave work, West Baton Rouge, trying to get back to the east side of the river, man, I'll tell you what, it's time to call River Parish Contractors. They're awesome people. The shop is right there in Reserve. They do work on both sides of the river, from Chalmette to Baton Rouge. It's Plaquemine, Donaldsonville on the west bank, of course in Geismar on the east side, and their 32,000 square foot shop right there in Reserve. So always have the opportunity for overtime. There's never a rain out and zero traffic, which is a big part of it as well. And they keep you busy, so it's not going to be one of those things where you're hired for 2 weeks and they got to lay you off. River Parish Contractors. Apply online right now. Find out what they got available at rpcontractors.com. rpcontractors.com.
After Further Review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at decisioncriticalbr.com.
Down the stretch we come. Final segment here on a Thursday edition of AFR. We always appreciate Blasia and the great staff over at Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. It's not just healthcare, it's healthcare for your lifestyle. One thing left to do, find out what we're betting on tonight. Time for Otter Locks.
Otter Locks.
All right, time to win some money.
Presented by Total Maintenance AC Repair. Same-day service means you will never sleep hot. 480-1000. We are Total Maintenance.
I think it's safe to say that I won the bet.
Yo, Otter, what up?
Hello, friends.
Hello, friends. This is Jim Nance.
How about Sammy Burns?
How about
Van Pelt gave a little go Tigers during his he was updating.
I love that. SVP. What a guy.
Yeah.
What a guy.
Yeah.
What a guy.
So McElroy and Burns tied. It's putting up on the finishing touches of this when Patrick Reed 2 back and Scheffler is 3 back. So everything coming up short. All the boys hitting everything short on the greens today. So a little frustrating day for most of them, playing about 3 over par for the day on the average. So anyway, we got 2 baseball and 2 basketball tonight.
Okay.
Diamondbacks Mets. This is a rematch of the gold medal game in the World Baseball Classic on the Hill. McLean for the Mets, who started for the U.S. that night, and Eduardo Rodriguez. Both have pitched pretty well since in their first couple of starts this season. McLean has only given up a few runs at 2.6 ERA. Rodriguez, even better, has yet to give up an earned run in 2 starts. This line is way too high to go against such a high pitcher. Lineups are pretty close. Take the Diamondbacks plus the money. And then another one where the Royals are. White Sox are one of the most improved teams. Those 2 teams that we used to kind of put in, just add those teams, fade them, the Rockies and White Sox last couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
Those 2 teams are very much improved this year, including the White Sox. We think they have a puncher's chance in Kaufman in Kansas City tonight, taking the White Sox plus money. So 2 dogs in Major League Baseball tonight.
All right. Chicago is plus, they're at both plus $1.49. So a couple of underdogs. All right, what you got on the hardwood?
All right, Bulls and Wizards. Well, trash. Well, kind of. Yeah, I get it. Both 2 teams are tanking, but one's tanking more than the other. These 2 teams just played in the nation's capital 2 nights ago. They'll be playing in the same place. Bulls won by 31 2 nights ago. So they've been going to the Smithsonian and sightseeing and stuff like that. They're ready to kick their butts again. I think the Bulls in a repeat. We're going to take the Bulls minus the 6.5 in that one. And then Celtics-Knicks. Celtics magic number is 1 to clinch the division. Knicks, they won that in-season tournament. But there's a mild disappointment. But they're favored here. Why are they favored? Well, Jaylen Brown, the star for the Celtics this year, probably going to be first-team All-NBA. He is out for tonight's game. So we're going to take the Knicks. It's down to 3.5 at home against the Celtics.
All right. The Knicks minus 3.5. So on the Diamond, Arizona and Chicago on the money line. On the hardwood tonight, the Bulls and the Knicks laying the numbers. Where are you tomorrow? Rafina Friday. Rafino's.
Rafino's,
so you and
Rafino's, friend.
You and Max will have your laptops open, not paying attention to the show, instead watching golf.
That's right. That's right.
I've been to Rafino's on Masters Friday before, and I've watched you just sit there and watch golf. Give the golf play-by-play.
Well, that's what we do.
I know that's what you do. Maybe I'll swing by and see you guys for lunch.
Come on by.
Might just do it. All right, Otter. Thank you.
All right. Good luck.
All right. Same to you. It's after further review. Appreciate Jimmy. Remember, if you missed anything, Kendall Rogers in hour 1. We had Trent Mahoney here as well. Be fighting Saturday at at L'Auberge, part of Titan Combat Championship, a local product from EA. I'll tell you what, man. I don't know if they're. I got to ask Jimmy if I can get any action on the Titan Combat, because I'm gonna take Trent Mahoney. The guy was a Division II All-American wrestler. He gonna wreck stuff. Chase Parham from Rebels 247. Beth Torina was here just a bit ago. Great stuff today. If you missed anything, AFR On Demand. Got to remind you about Parish Restoration, parishrestoration.com. Kill mold, remove odor. You know the drill with Parish Restoration. They'll come spray their patented, non-toxic, dry fog treatment. They'll get rid of odor. They'll get rid of harmful pathogens. You need to get rid of toxic mold in your home, your office. Yeah, look up at your air vent. You see little black specks around your air vent? Well, a lot of times you have moisture, condensation up there. Well, the combination of wet and humid, breeding ground for mold. That's why Louisiana is the mold capital of the world. Got mold or think you might? Let Parish Restoration come in. Take care of it. ParishRestoration.com. ParishRestoration.com. All right, y'all, it's going to do it for us. Getting on down the road. Busy Friday. Terrio will be back tomorrow. We'll count you down to LSU and Ole Miss on the Diamond. Big weekend series there in Oxford at Swayze. Another bitty ballpark. Ball fly. I'll yell about it this weekend, no doubt. All right, we're getting out of here. Enjoy your Masters night. Muse Polly, thanks. See you tomorrow at 3.
AFR.
As we get on down the road, one final reminder about Arco Power Systems. ARCCO, Arco.com, Arco.com, Arco.com. It's Arco Power Systems. I tell you all the time, when the storm's in the Gulf, it's too late. Call Arco Power Systems now. You owe it to your business. You owe it to your employees. You owe it to your customers. When the storm comes, you need to be online. Arco Power Systems can make that happen. Everything's turnkey. This is industrial Generac generator power. You've heard about home standby generators? This ain't that. This ain't for your home. This is for your business. It doesn't matter what kind of business. Commercial, industrial facility, doctor's office, hospitals, banks, gas stations, grocery stores, radio stations, whatever it may be. You need standby generator power? They can sell, service, install, rent your Generac industrial standby generator. It's Arco Power Systems. ARCCO, Arco.com, Arco.com.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
At Raising Cane's, we hand batter every chicken finger, mix every cane sauce, butter every Texas toast, stir every slaw, and salt every fry. Because when you do it right, you can taste it in every bite. Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Who bears the standard? Who sets the bar? It's not those satisfied by low-hanging fruit or by taking it easy. No, the standard is set by the best of us, by those who work hard. Dig deeper. Give more. At Sunshine, we're proud to provide John Deere products that work hard for you, the standard bearers. Find the dealer nearest you at sunequip.com.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar, but instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
I'm Gabrielle McLeod on behalf of the Louisiana Propane Dealers. I have spent hundreds of hours preparing for scholarship competitions. That preparation paid off when I won the Fitness and Talent Awards along with the title of Miss Louisiana. The Louisiana Propane Dealers are also pretty talented and want you to be prepared for when the power goes out. Visit LouisianaPropane.com to find out about propane generators and other safety tips. Louisiana Propane, it truly is the fuel for our future.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even J.B. could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American provides to Southeast Louisiana. We continue to thrive because of the legacy of J.B. Falgu.